Live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center in Phoenix, Arizona, this is the 2021 Challenge of the Americas on the EKN Radio Network. Welcome back, folks, to live coverage of the 2021 Challenge of the Americas here from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Rob Howden and David Cole, high atop start-finish line here in the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center. It's main event time for round number one. Big thank you to our broadcast partners, Franklin Motorsports, OTK USA, and Courtney Concepts being part of the broadcast. Our second event of the 2021 EKN Trackside Live Tour brought to you by our friends at Cooper Tires. We're into the main events, as we said, 8 races for you here to cap off the day in Phoenix, and it's the drivers at Empire Karts Micro Rock set to go. Jackson Porter on the pole, got the pole in qualifying, won the pre-final. He'll start alongside Ashton Woon in this 16-lapper. Braylon Underwood and Reese Bowman will be on road number 2. Jerome Rondeau and Julian Sanchez on road number 3. Field set, green flag flying, and we're racing. Green, green, green into turn number 10. Driver sliding in nicely early. Pass a little further back. I believe that is Sanchez getting by Rondeau for P5. They'll come across the line to start the opening lap officially. Porter, Underwood, Woon, Bowman, Sanchez, and Rondeau. So a 16-lap event. We were set to go at, roll them off the grid at 2 o'clock. We went at 1:52 instead. We've elected to actually split up our 100cc Junior and 100cc Masters combined race group, let them run together. We had a little bit too much interaction between those two categories that we didn't want, so we are ready racing through to the end of the day. So indeed, that right now affects the drivers in the Masters ROK category. They were scheduled to roll at 2:20. They're going to go likely sometime, I would say, around, I'm going to say more like 2:10. So Masters ROK drivers, you got about less than 15 minutes probably. If you could please work your way up here, we'd like to have you on the grid. Masters ROK drivers to the grid, please. And the same thing goes with drivers in Junior ROK and Senior ROK. Make sure you're ready a little bit earlier. You'll be going earlier than 2:45, which was the scheduled time. Think about being ready for about 2:30 or better. We're going to try to see if we can't fit these in. And again, that split adds one extra main event to the afternoon. Jackson Porter trying to stretch away early here from Braylon Underwood. Underwood's under attack as well from Ashton Woon on the Nitro. Underwood on the race factory. Woon made a move to the inside at turn number 8, the first hairpin that leads onto the back straightaway. Didn't get a good run out of that corner, and that's allowed Underwood to get some breathing room. Further back, Sanchez, Bowman, and Rondeau are lined up. Bowman, I believe, moving into the front of that pack. That's fourth, fifth, and sixth, rather. They're pretty close together. Youngest drivers in the Challenge of the Americas program. We had 3 drivers in Micro ROK last year, growing to 6 drivers this year. Oh, minor mistake for Underwood. Dropped the left rear in the gravel coming out of turn number 3. That's going to bring Woon back in and allow Porter to have a much bigger gap. That said, Porter was a half a second faster last time by. Has kind of been the class of the field here today. Woon to the inside of Underwood coming up through the kink of turn 9. They'll go side by side through that corner. Woon to the inside. Big run on the outside, though, for Underwood. Can he hold the outside? Dives into the apex. Talk about coming across the bow from left to right. As just able to clear Woon once he got on the brakes, and boom, down to the apex went Underwood. So he takes back over second. So really, this is the battle for the final 2 spots at the podium. Although the 44, Reese Bowman, in the comp cart for Forward Direction Motorsports, looks like he may be able to come up and fight for a podium position as well. Especially if Underwood and Woon keep battling. Yeah, I'll tell you, Bowman's closing from P4 right now. He was quicker. His quickest lap last time by. He's actually closing. Julian Sanchez has got into fifth, rather. He's going to try to close back up. Let's have a look at lap times. 53.2 for Underwood, 53.1 for Woon, and a 52.9 for Bowman. Yeah, he made up 0.2 of a second that last lap. And look back up from my screen, and it's about maybe 2 to 3 kart lengths for Reese Bowman. So second, third, and fourth almost locked together here. The final two positions on the podium as Jackson Porter looks to have things well in hand right now as he's pulled out to a 2.9 second lead. We're early in this one. It's a 16-lapper, only quarter distance right now, 4 laps down. Again, those of you tuning into the EKN radio network for the main events, Masters ROK will be up next. We'll follow with Junior ROK and Senior ROK. From there, we'll have the drivers in the Mini ROK category. Shifter ROK to follow. Then we'll have I would assume our 100cc Junior, then our 100cc Masters. I'll confirm which order that's going to be, but that's the class we're splitting up. Then we'll wrap up with the Masters Shifter and the 100cc Seniors. I see a bunch of Masters ROK drivers already working their way to the grid. I appreciate that. We are ready racing for the remainder of the day, so please listen to the announcements. You're going to want to be up there significantly early, 15 to 20 minutes earlier than the posted time once we get ready to go here with the Masters ROK. We'll kind of be able to see where we are in terms of time-wise. Obviously, an opportunity to get a full class ahead will be good to go at that point. 22, a Jackson Porter on the Bennick. Nicely out front. 3.4 seconds now. 6 laps in. Second, third, and fourth. A little bit of a gap between them now. I want to say 3 or 4 kart lengths from Underwood back to Bowman. Same thing back to Woon. Bowman had gone to third for a time, but Ashton Woon back into this third spot. Bowman in fourth. And a big gap back down to Rondeau and Sanchez. Jerome Rondeau has now been into the 5th spot. See the crossed halfway flags this time by. Again, a 16-lapper for the cadet categories, both mini and micro. Otherwise, Jackson Porter out by a 4.3 second advantage now. Jackson Porter has this thing handled, as we said, into the second half of this 16-lapper, but I'll tell you, second, third, and fourth are nose to tail right now, so who's going to finish on the remaining spots at the podium? Up in the air. Braylon Underwood in the race factory holding on to that spot. But Ashton Woon has been very consistent, applying pressure. So we can't force a mistake here. Reese Bowman losing a bit of ground. Woon's going to look to the inside at turn 10, but thinks better of it. Gap was 4.5 seconds last time by. They'll put lap number 11 in the books with 5 laps remaining now. Oh, here goes Woon to the inside, thinking about turn 1, not close enough. 4.5 seconds the gap. Porter running the same lap times essentially as Underwood and Woon now, both doing 52.7s. Bowman trying to stay right with them. And Rondeau and Sanchez still 5th and 6th, and they're only about 3 kart lengths apart. 5 laps remaining. Again, laps winding down. 3 laps to go. 3 to go for Jackson Porter, 53 flat. About a half second off. We've had some issues on the track. I look down and look back up. Yeah. Ashton Woon's in second. Something happened to Reese Bowman. There's Reese there. A lot of bodywork damage on the right side of that cart. Said, you think things are settled in here for a bit. You look back up, and there's been a big change. Woon into second, Underwood back to third, and Bowman all the way to the tail of the field in 6th. I'm not sure what happened there, but definitely shuffles up the order, as it's now 5.4 seconds, the gap between Porter and Woon, and then 8 seconds essentially back to Underwood. So there was contact for sure between the front 3 drivers. First main event of the day, Jackson Porter trying to be the first winner of the 2021 Challenge of the Americas. Masters ROK drivers will be next up. Junior ROK and Senior ROK drivers, please have yourself ready to go. The minute that grid is open, we want you in there. So the minute we roll Masters ROK, we need to have the junior and seniors in there. We are ready racing through to the end of the day, or at least until we get back onto the schedule. We're one class ahead because we do have to split 100cc junior and 100cc masters. This is it, final circuit. Right now it's Porter, Woon, and Underwood. That would be your podium finish. Reese Bowman trying to see if he can't work his way back up into a fight here. He was about a second quicker than Julian Sanchez last time by. They both did 53.7s. He did a 53.6. So, no, by himself in the back, he's not closing up. Looks to me like top three pretty much locked in at Jackson Porter, Ashton Woon, and Braylon Underwood. Again, I didn't see the contact between the drivers that shook things up, moved Woon to second, dropped Bowman to last. But it's been a dominant day for young Jackson Porter, the number 22. Local driver out of Scottsdale, Adam 11 out of 12, and he'll kick off the 2021 Challenge season. Our first winner of the year, Jackson Porter. Ashton Woon in second on the Nitro. And then to cap off the podium, P3 will be Braylon Underwood on the Race Factory. Like he may have been battling for second. Here's this final battle as well. Jerome Rondeau and Julian Sanchez ran together for 16 laps. And they end up finishing fourth and fifth. Reese Bowman trying to get back up there in the sixth spot. Was a half second quicker on the final lap than Rondeau, but again, with the incident, dropped him to the tail of the field. But we are underway with main events. As we said before, ready racing all the way through to the end now, I believe. Masters ROK drivers should be on the grid and set to go. Once we get them all, we're rolling. Same thing. When the grid is open, Junior ROK and Senior ROK, let's see you up there. After this quick break, we're going Masters racing. It's main event time, round one of the Challenge of the Americas. You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Courtney Concepts, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the US, OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. From the legendary Tony Kart brand to the race-winning Cosmic and Esprit chassis, and now the new Red Speed and EOS brands, OTK quality is second to none. All five brands are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the ROK Cup USA Florida Winter Tour and the Challenge of the Americas, the SCUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, and the Pro Kart Challenge, United States Pro Kart Series, and the WKA Manufacturers Cup. And OTK products are also front and center on the podium of club and regional races from coast to coast. To learn more about a specific product line, you can find the OTK USA dealer near you, whether it's Tony Kart, Cosmic, Esprit, Red Speed, or EOS. Visit www.otkusa.com. Specific chassis territories are still available, so kart shops interested in adding a winning component to their product lineups can contact OTK USA directly. Leading Edge Motorsports is the industry answer to winning in karting. At the helm is industry veteran Greg Bell, who has orchestrated the success of many drivers dating back to the mid-1990s. Most recently, Leading Edge Motorsports and Greg Bell helped guide Danny Formel to victory at both the ROK de Rio and the Superkarts USA Super Nationals 23. Based in Lodi, California, Leading Edge Motorsports is the Western importer for IP karting, which includes the Praga and Formula K chassis brands. Leading Edge Motorsports is already looking forward to the 2021 season, which begins with the Challenge of the Americas, the premier winter series on the West Coast under the ROK Cup USA banner. Leading Edge Motorsports is also eyeing the Florida Winter Tour and several other programs. Arrive and drive services to kart preparation and driver coaching are all available under the LEM tent throughout 2021. Greg Bell has been building racing engines for over 20 years, and he's excited with the continuing growth of his new Mega Power race motor building program. It doesn't matter what color your chassis is, choose Mega Power to get to the front. For more information, click over to leadingedgemotorsports.com and find them on Facebook. At Leading Edge Motorsports, winning never gets old. Now back to the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona, on the EKN Radio Network. Back live and ready to go with our next main event as we have the drivers getting set to go here in our Masters category. Odenthal Racing Products Masters ROK set to go. And as we said, we are ready racing through to the end of this one here. Derek Wang going to start in the pole position in the number 688, the defending champion on the inside alongside Adam Kasich in the number 673. Tim Meyer and Mike Smith will be on row 2. Billy Cleveland and David Pergande occupy row 3. Row 4 will have Pat Beckley alongside Luke Tracy. In row 5, we'll have Ed Quinn alongside Mike Giles. Believe we have just the 10 drivers in the field. Indeed we do. Masters drivers then getting set to go. 20 lapper for drivers in Masters ROK. Junior and senior ROK, start working to the grid, please. Spooling up, and our second main event of the day is underway. Green, 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 and they race into what is turn number 10, the banked right-hander. One driver over the top of the gravel. That was Pergande, got a little wide coming out. He's going to fall back to 9th position. 3 wide in front of him. Everybody's tucking inside. A lot of action between Ed Quinn and the 643 of Pat Beckley. Beckley's the driver who kind of made a mistake. It was down the bottom of the racetrack. They were 3 wide coming through 12 to come around to really start the opening lap. Pergande, as I said, out on the outside at turn number 10, got 2 wide, and the car got away from him. You drop the left side tires on the gravel there, and you're really in trouble. It falls away on the other side of the banking coming out of turn 10. You end up dropping back, and he went to P9. He had started in 6th, so 3 position loss there for Pergande. He's got to go back to work here. We'll give you the full field rundown when they come around to put the official opening lap in the books. Derek Wang is going to be the leader right now. Kasich runs in 2nd, Meyer 3rd, Smith in 4th, and it's Billy Cleveland 5th, Pat Beckley 6th, Luke Tracy 7th, Ed Quinn in 8th, Pergande 9th, and Mike Giles in 10th. Pergande now trying to spool things up to go to work here on Ed Quinn and Luke Tracy. There we got some guys making some moves. Cleveland to the inside of Mike Smith. Billy Cleveland slides to the inside of Mike Smith in turn number 8, so move Cleveland to P4. Hasn't really been a factor throughout the weekend here, Billy Cleveland. Now he's got Smith helping him down the straightaway. Derek Wang not pulling away like he did in that pre-final when he walked on it. Kasich in the forward direction motorsport number 673. They got that comp car dialed in a bit here. Everybody turning their best laps, of course, on lap number 2. But again, what's it going to be like in the 20-lap distance? Can Kasich stay with Derek Wang? Pergande has gotten by Ed Quinn. So Pergande up into the 8th spot. Now he's going to try to reel in Luke Tracy. We'll look at lap times to see whether or not that can happen for Pergande. Can he get back to P6? I think that'd be tough because Pat Beckley way up the road right there with Smith and Cleveland. Leaders coming now through 10 and 11, through 12. Kasich right there with Derek Wang. Kasich turned the fast lap, went purple that last time by, not by much, but hey, when you're putting purple laps down, that means that leader's not getting away from you. Kasich running in 2nd, Wang the leader. The EOS up front, the comp cart runs 2nd. Meyer comfortably in 3rd, but Billy Cleveland's coming. Cleveland was quicker by a 1/10 of a second last time. And Smith hasn't given up at all. Pergande able to get by Luke Tracy, so move David Pergande now up into 7th. He's spooling it up here. Trying to pull away from Tracy now. We'll look at Pergande's lap times compared to Beckley's. He's back significantly, 2.2 back. I don't know that he's going to have enough pace to close up. He's not going to be able to draft anybody because he's open by himself now. Tracy's right behind him. Again, a reminder to those of you in the paddock, we are ready racing. So Junior ROK and Senior ROK, you should be working your way to the grid now. 4 laps down, 16 to go. Let's have Junior and Senior to the grid, please. We are ready racing. Means if you're not there, we're going. So make sure you're on the grid early. Gap now for Derek Wang over Adam Kasich, about 0.6 of a second. Kasich was about a 10th off that last time by, but still close enough. They got a big gap back to Tim Meyer. Even though Meyer just turned his fast lap, it's a 2-second gap back in this battle. It's going to start heating up pretty soon for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Tim Meyer, Billy Cleveland, and Mike Smith. Cleveland looks like he is spooling things up. Leader right now, though, Derek Wang. I want to say 2-time defending champion for Wang. I think so. Yeah, he won in both 20 and 19. Scrolling back further to see if we eventually had Derek with another championship as well. Scroll through here and see these Masters champions. Eric Von Seipel, John Crow, Mike Daniel, Scott Falcone, Paul Bonilla with a couple of titles, Don Durbin Jr. with a couple of titles. As I said, Bonilla has a couple. Mike Jones back in 2016. Billy Cleveland back in 2017. So a former champion, Billy Cleveland. Eric Jackson running in the, running in the 100cc Masters category. Or I think he's in Shifter Masters this year, Eric is. That's right. Derek Wang, though, of course, 2-time defending champion in this class. And looking good right now. Full second out on Adam Kasich. And it looks like it's even more as I look back up after checking out live timing and some stats here on the laptop. I'm going to say it's 1.1 or 1.2. Stretching that lead. Yeah, 1.4 at the line, actually. Even more than that. Billy Cleveland, though, really starting to put the pressure on Tim Meyer now. Meyer, Cleveland, and Smith. Pergande is still 3.3 seconds behind Beckley in the GFC. He's not going to catch him. Very similar lap times, 48.1, 48.2. But unless you're making up, 3/10 of a second at a time, it ain't going to happen. Crossed halfway flags will fly for Derek Wang. He's trying to complete a perfect day. I already had Jackson Porter doing that in the micro rock category. Topped all 3 sessions. Wang trying to do the same thing here. 10 down, 10 to go. Junior ROK and Senior ROK drivers to the grid immediately, please. Junior ROK and Senior ROK to the grid. We are ready racing. Yeah, Derek Wang's got this thing handled right now. His fast lap was lap 5, a 47.417. How about a 47.475 here? Fast lap on lap 11, 6 laps later, 600ths of a second off. Derek Wang is in the groove here this weekend, no doubt about that. Stepano Vanakil working on the kart as he always does with Derek, and they've achieved a lot of success over the years in Masters competition. They've been, of course, represented Team USA at a bunch of different events over the years. Two-time defending champion, looking to try to go 3 championships in a row here on the challenge. Mike Giles able to get ahead of Ed Quinn. Not sure what happened to David Pergondi, but he has now fallen to the tail of the field. Pergondi, remember, was in front of Luke Tracy in 7th. Pergondi's now back to 10th. Didn't see what happened on the racetrack, but that changes thing up. Giles will go to 8th, Quinn 9th, and Pergondi 10th. Wang now leading by 2.1 seconds. Billy Cleveland not been able to get by Tim Meyer yet. Was able to close in, but has not gotten by. And Mike Smith right there with Cleveland. You want to know how long Smith is going to be able to hang there. I have no doubt that he's thinking Cleveland's going by and he wants to be there to go with them or potentially push him by, right? Get that run down into turn 10 and freight train on by with them. But Billy has not been able to pull the trigger yet. You got to think that Mike's going to start to get a bit anxious. First and second out of the question for any of these 3 drivers, but they're all battling for a chance to get on that final step of the podium. Wang, Kasich, Meyer, Cleveland, and Smith, top 5. Cleveland closing back up on Tim Meyer now. Tim has been really good in terms of not opening the door, not making a mistake, holding back one of the sports greats here in America. Of course, Billy Cleveland, veteran driver. Oh, Billy got a good run at 6 and 7. Almost ran over Meyer coming through the S's there. Ooh, this looks like it could be a run coming down the straightaway. Cleveland looking close. Does he tuck to the inside? He does. Cleveland to the inside. Book it. He's through. Dove the kart to the apex and took the spot. New driver to P3, Billy Cleveland. On that Cosmic. Running with Nash Motorsports this weekend. Speed Sense, pardon me. Yeah, he's running with Speed Sense. Running with Austin Elliott. Yeah, there's now it's Mike Smith's turn. I was saying Mike was showing a lot of patience, but I think he was just not quite close enough. Here's Smith's move to the inside to turn 8. Oh, and he doesn't get the run out of the corner. Oh, he made the move to the inside of Tim in turn 8, but got the thing bogged down. Wasn't able to get it to rotate and get out of that corner. And that allowed Tim to get back on the inside. And it's going to give Billy Cleveland a little room. Smith's got to spool it back up again and try. So Smith trying to reset, see if he can't find a way by Tim Meyer. Tim had not made a mistake throughout the entire race for the first 16 laps, 15 laps. But Cleveland just made a really aggressive move there. Smith not close enough to get the job done again here in turn number 8 like he was last time by. And about 3 or 4 kart lengths coming through the kink of turn 9, so not even close enough to make the move to the bottom of 10. Pat Beckley thinking about trying to close back up, but just doesn't quite have the pace. We'll see here this time, though. There's no race in here. What kind of lap times do we get? Cleveland, 48.4. Meyer, 48.1. Smith, 48.1. Beckley 48-3. So lost a couple of tenths there. Meyer closing back up, though, on Cleveland by 3 tenths. These guys like to make it exciting for us. Derek Wang, in the meantime, has pulled this out to a 3.5 second advantage. How about 3.8? Last time by 4 tenths faster than Adam Kasich. So Adam's did a great job running P2, but Derek Wang in a league of his own here today. It's been a perfect weekend so far. Who did we lose? We lost somebody. Smith fell back. Something happened to Mike Smith, and he has fallen off of Tim Meyer and, in fact, lost a spot to Pat Beckley. Beckley now to 5th. Smith goes back to 6th. White flag flying for Derek Wang, and an issue for Mike Smith. Takes him out of P5 when he was battling for 4th. Not sure what happened to Smith there. He's going to work big time here on Beckley to try to get back to 5th. Doing everything he can to set him up. Yeah, Mike Smith all over him. Wang down the back straightaway. Smith not close enough to make the move over in turn number 8. In fact, doesn't get through that corner at all. Might be an issue with the kart itself for Smith. Remember, he had started the back after the issue, and that's in the 100cc, pardon me. Out of the final corner, though, Derek Wang, dominant all day long. Adam Kasich coming home in 2nd, the best of the rest. Good run for Adam. Cleveland, a roll up here to finish 3rd on the podium. Tim Meyer in 4th, Pat Beckley 5th, Mike Smith in 6th, Luke Tracy 7th. Mike Giles will end up in 8th spot, Ed Quinn in 9th. And again, Pergande falling down the order midway through, worked his way back up from last up into 6th, then back to 10th again. So Pergande crossing the line. Not sure what happened to Mike Smith in those final circuits to go from challenging Tim Meyer for 4th to getting behind Pat Beckley. But an issue there for the driver of the 627. Nonetheless, Derek Wang, perfect on the day. Fast lap of the race once again. And a green to checker victory, 4.4 seconds the margin for the driver out of Bellevue, Washington. Wang with the win. Kasich in 2nd. Cleveland will join the 2 on the podium. That race is done. Again, Ready Racing, Junior ROK and Senior ROK up next. You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Courtney Concepts, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. Are you a kart shop owner looking for a new line of products to put on your sales shelf? If so, it's time to make a call to Courtney Concepts. Courtney Concepts is pleased to offer the entire AF radiator line of products, including radiators, radiator mounts, water pumps, hoses, and IAMI X30 radiator curtains. Courtney Concepts is also a distributor for a number of popular products used every weekend at the kart track, including Motul Oil, RK and Regina Chain, and NKP. Other products that Courtney Concepts is proud to distribute include ICO bearings, Koyo bearings, ARS oil seals, XAM sprockets, and Frixa brake rotors and pads. Courtney also distributes MC racing silencers and Opama hour meters. For more information on all the products we distribute, head to CourtneyConcepts.com. Jenson Button, Jos Verstappen, and Roman Grosjean, all former Technokart drivers and champions. Get ready, America, for the Techno Kart invasion. Formed in the 1970s, the Italian manufacturer has new representation in the U.S., and they're already winning races and championships. Now back to the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona, on the EKN radio network. Right back into it again with another one of our main events, the third of 8 that we'll have here today in the opening round of the Challenge of the Americas. Split start once again. Liam Lech alongside Jensen Altman on the front row of our senior rock category, brought to you by Ruthless Karting. Macy Williams and Gabe Tesh will be on row 2. Andrew Zimmer having to start at the tail of the field after the issue. They'll spool him up right now, and didn't see the flag, but I think we're racing. I don't see the yellow coming out at all. I didn't see the green flag fly at all there. Maybe right behind the pole, indeed. Yeah, and a super slow start for the juniors, and that's way too slow. They need to be rolling these guys because now, well, the juniors are pretty quick, but, man, they're like a full half track behind. Frankie Mossman and Diego LaRocque on the front row. Jesus Vasquez Jr. and Tristan Young on row 2. Deanna Hoffman and Patrick Molnar on row 3. Seniors all getting through cleanly in the opening lap. We're getting a little bit more argy-bargy here to the juniors coming through turn number 11. They'll come out at 12 to officially start the lap. Vasquez is going to get pushed back to 4th. Molnar now up into the 5th spot. And Hoffman goes back to 6th. The lead, though, is Mossman. So, indeed, both races are underway. And like I said, coming out of turn number 11 here, and pretty much a split in the middle of the field. We'll look at lap times. Liam Lech out to the early lead. Macy Williams slots into 2nd. Andrew Zimmer in 3rd. Jensen Altman 4th. And Gabe Tesh into the 5th spot. Andrew Zimmer, again, we saw him have the issue early. Opening lap. In fact, didn't even get around to the start-finish line. He has worked his way now, I believe, into the 3rd position. He's going to go work on Macy Williams right now. Thinks about the inside of turn 10, but can't quite get the cart to get through there. Not able to make the dive over into turn number 11 either. Macy Williams holding on there in the 3:14. Another one of the Christian Bird Motorsports drivers. Macy Williams out of Colorado. Frankie Mossman with a decent little advantage now over Diego LaRocque as well. About 0.6 of a second. Tristan Young, last year's mini rock champion, slotting now into the 8th overall spot, 3rd in the junior rock category. Fourth is Vasquez. 5th is Hoffman. 6th is Molnar. Andrew Zimmer better get working here right now because Liam Lech is using this to pull away. It was a 1.3 second gap last time by. What do we got here on lap number 3? Yeah, call it 1.6 seconds now. Zimmer stuck behind Macy Williams. She's doing a great job holding them off. Senior Rock brought to you by Ruthless Karting. Junior Rock by Acceleration Kart Racing. This time, Zimmer thinking about the inside. I don't know. Really evenly matched down the straightaway, and Williams running just that little bit more of an inside line. Enough of a defense coming through turn number 11 that Zimmer can't pull the trigger. That's allowing Jensen Altman to hang there with him as well. He's just kind of biding his time, checking things out here. Again, ready racing through to the end of the day as we're trying to make room for an extra main event. We've decided to split up the 100cc junior and 100cc masters categories. A little too close for comfort in the interaction between those categories. So I want to make sure we take care of them. So trying to jam that in there. We got a little bit of an early start, about 7 or 8 minutes early. Hopefully I'll make 1 or 2 minutes up per race. Mini Rock drivers will be up next. Still 16 laps to go here. Frankie Mossman continues to lead the way here in the junior rock class. Won that pre-final. Just turned his fast lap with a 47.275. Got about 0.4 of a second, almost a half a second on Diego LaRocque, but never enough, right? You want to get that full second and a half. Something happened there with Zimmer. Split races to watch. I look back, and Zimmer has pushed his way back to fourth. Zimmer, who was going to work on Williams, now finds himself P4. Jensen Olsman able to get by for third. Williams still holding on to second. Yeah, that's a great battle right now here for second, third, and fourth. Alsman thinking about going to work here. Looks to the inside of turn 8, but not quite close enough to get that pass done on Macy Williams. Jensen Alsman on that number 313, right there on Williams. Now there's a move to the inside now. The two of those drivers, potential contact. Zimmer trying to take advantage of it. He's trying to do the outside run here on Macy Williams. They have contact on the apex as well. So Alsman gets through over in turn number 11. When they come back, Williams kind of throws it into turn number 12. Didn't really leave enough room for Zimmer on the outside. Kind of pushed the car wide. Zimmer, there was some contact there. This has allowed Alsman to jet away here now into second. I got to think Zimmer's going to get aggressive. Yeah, right there, boom to the inside. Over-under coming from Macy. And they're side-by-side coming out of turn 8. Zimmer on the outside with a run. Macy on the inside. Both be flat foot through. I think Zimmer had to lift a little bit. Macy holding on to the spot. This is some pretty gloves-off stuff. Zimmer's just not been able to get done. Yeah, we'll be thinking about Liam Lech potentially closing up to the tail of the juniors. A little bit of a rough start. The senior drivers did what they were supposed to do and rolled to the start. We have one driver spinning, and our junior poles that are kind of waiting for the next guy to come back up, and they were significantly started, as I had said. Well, that's allowed the seniors to close up here. So we got to watch out what happens potentially with Liam Lech. Now, he has a 3.2-second lead. I'm sure they'll be pretty aggressive with the blue flag as they come back around to get to the tail of that field. That would be Patrick Molnar to start. Lech leading across the line right now. Here comes Alsman. Still Macy Williams holding back Andrew Zimmer in the ITAL. Williams on that FA. Just hasn't been able to pull the trigger yet. And that's allowed Alsman to get away for P2. Mossman, same in the junior category. He's got that gap stretching on Diego LaRocque. It's 0.7 of a second now. Tristan Young runs in 8th. Jesus Vasquez, junior 9th. Deanna Hoffman in 10th. And Patrick Molnar, 11th. Just to the halfway point now. Still 10 more remaining in this one. But that said, 10 more laps to go. Mini Rock drivers to the grid, please. All Mini Rock drivers to the grid. Same goes for those of you in the shifter rock category. Start thinking about getting ready. The minute we open that Mini Rock grid and get them onto the racetrack, you guys are going to start populating the grid. Looking back up from the laptop, and potentially we may have lost Andrew Zimmer again. What a disappointing day for Andrew Zimmer. It's just been tough trying to pick up what things are happening. Let's bring them as they come in front of me here again. Here's Mossman through turn 10. This will put lap number 12 in the books for the juniors. Mossman is leading, stretching that advantage over Diego LaRocque. Battle still heating up between Tristan Young and Jesus Vasquez as he's closing back up here. Here comes the leader right now in senior. That'll be Liam Letch across the line in the number 228 Christian Bird Motorsports machine. Macy Williams now into third. Jensen Alsman runs second. Macy Williams third. Gabe Tesh fourth. Here comes Zimmer again. That's Gabe Tesh across the line in the 348. And yeah, Zimmer's gone. Quick scan of the racetrack. I don't see him anywhere around the racetrack, so I got to think that Zimmer may have headed to the scales. Well, not quite sure what happened there with Andrew Zimmer, but it's been a day to forget for the driver out of Washington. We'll see him back tomorrow. Hopefully he'll be able to press the reset button. Vasquez has been able to get by Tristan Young, so move Jesus Vasquez to P3 onto the podium in Junior Rock. Five laps remaining here for Junior Rock and Senior Rock. And then we'll go shifter racing. Micro Rock and shifters. The GFC Micro Rock on the grid, then we'll have the shifters roll in. Confirming that splitting up the 100cc Junior and Masters, it'll be the 100cc Juniors first, then we'll go 100cc Masters. So we'll split that group up. It was scheduled to be the 6th race group. Now we're doing 9 race groups for the main events. So 6 for 100cc Juniors, 7 for 100cc Masters, 8 for Master Shifter, and group number 9 for 100cc Senior. Huge lead here for Frankie Mossman. Diego LaRocque qualified on pole, but once we went racing, Mossman stepped it up in the pre-final. And he has got it going here in the main event as well. Mossman in the number 20 for Formula Works in that comp kart. Be 2 laps remaining when they get back around, almost to the point where we're lapping some guys around, because I believe that Liam Letch working his way into the junior group, as we had said. Yeah, he's coming down the back straightaway. Tristan Young's been able to get back around Vasquez. Vasquez to the inside of turn number 11. Young's to the crisscross on the exit. Trying to get the dive over here. Vasquez, Tristan back to the inside. Good racing here for P3. Final position on the podium. Jensen Alsman's taking full control of second. Macy Williams in third and Gabe Tesh fourth. 2 laps remaining. Interestingly, with Letch closing, he'll probably, if he puts these guys down a lap, some of these guys will only do 19. Good scrap here between Vasquez and Young for the final spot on the podium. And that's the interesting thing because a white flag now flying. This should be okay. Lech, if he were to go by the battle between Vasquez and Young, that would end that battle really on that lap, that final lap. But it looks like he's going to probably be behind those guys by the time they come through the white flag. So the race will be done, but that fight will continue between Vasquez and Young. Liam Lech coming down the back straightaway, all by himself. Same with Young, battling it out with Vasquez for P3. White flag's going to fly for Mossman. And then as well for Diego Larocque. Lech is going to come through behind these guys. So the race is still one more lap for Vasquez to hold off Young. Checker flag, though, for Liam Lech. He's going to get the win. Jensen Alsman comes home in second. Macy Williams third. Gabe Tesh will be fourth. It's like Mossman's got things handled here. Actually, there's Zimmer over there. I didn't see Zimmer out of the race. He's actually out of the race over in turn number 8. I thought he had maybe gone to the scales, but indeed out of the race over in turn 8. I don't know if that was contact or what happened for Zimmer. We'll find out later. But here comes the winner in the senior category, or the junior category rather. Out of 11, out of 12, Frankie Mossman with the win. Diego Larocque in second. Vasquez holds off Tristan Young. They had a good battle there for the final spot on the podium. Deanna Hoffman's going to finish in fifth. Patrick Molnar sixth. So Junior Rock and Senior Rock are done. Liam Lech and Frankie Mossman, the two winners in those categories. 3 down. 6 more to go. GFC Mini Rock up next. You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Courtney Concepts, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. Jensen Button, Jos Verstappen, and Roman Grosjean, all former Techno Kart drivers and champions. Get ready, America, for the Techno Kart invasion. Formed in the 1970s, the Italian manufacturer has new representation in the US, and they're already winning races and championships. Techno Kart USA is owned and operated by top national Masters drivers Laurent Mardin and Christian Vomir, and they are focused on building the new Techno Kart dealer network. The Techno Kart line hits all the different engine platforms in American karting, beginning with the TR28 Special for 4-cycle racing. The TR30 is Techno's chassis for 100cc and 125cc tag competition, and we also have a TR Cadet and Kid Kart for the drivers coming into the younger age groups of the sport. In 2021, Techno Kart USA will be attending the Rock Cup Florida Winter Tour, United States Pro Kart Series and Route 66 programs, the Rock the Rio and SCUSA Super Nationals in Las Vegas, and will continue to support our home track, the Badger Kart Club. Race-winning Arrive and Drive programs are available, and kart shops interested in adding a new quality chassis to their lineup should contact us today. Be sure to follow Techno Kart USA LLC on Facebook and Instagram. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry with over 50 years of combined karting experience, and we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at www.franklinkart.com, where all our products are just a mouse click away. We're constantly adding to the growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, ceramic products, driveline branded products,
Briggs & Stratton engines, OTK products, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. Now back to the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona on the EKN radio network.
Back live here in Phoenix and immediately going green with the drivers here in our GFC Mini Rock main event. Into turn number 10, 11 for the first time, and John Antonino out to the early lead. One driver spinning, coming through turn number 10, that off-camber corner. And looks like two drivers collected in total. We'll fill you in on who's falling to the tail of the field here. That might be Gavin Witt, potentially. We'll see as they come through here. That's the 112 of Charlie Smith and the 127 of Alex Chartier. What happened to Gavin Witt and Gage Korn? Yeah, we got one driver off. We saw came off. That might have been Korn, actually. Gage Korn might have been the driver who came off. An issue there on the opening lap, and then they had him waved off. Gage Korn was the other driver. He was supposed to start on the outside of the front. No, fourth. He was P4. Yeah, I think it's Gavin Witt we figure on the inside of the racetrack. Yeah, we lost Gage Korn as well. And Korn was a driver who was trying to run for definitely a podium. Shame. Oh, you're right. The little carts here, the cadet-sized carts can get hidden. Looks like there's a cart all the way out the exit of turn number 8 on the back straightaway, first part of the back straightaway on the far side. So an issue potentially in the warm-up lap there for Gage Korn. Same with Gavin Witt. Both those drivers are fighting for sure for podium spots and out of the race early. That's going to move some people up. John Antonino now the leader. Truly Adams right there. Cypress Andrews runs third. Rocky Moran now up into fourth. Nick Eggleston's in fifth spot. Devin Waltz in sixth. Kyle Drysdale in seventh. Drew Waltz in eighth. Alexander Jacoby in ninth. And Jacob Longnecker in 10th. Truly Adams trying to hang there with John Antonino. Just getting started with his 16 laps for the cadet classes. Shifter Rock drivers, you're up next. Please work your way to the grid. All shifter kart drivers, senior shifter drivers to the grid, please. Antonino goes purple on lap number 3. He's doing what he can to chip away at stretching from Truly Adams. They definitely have a gap back to Cypress Andrus in third. So Andrus and Rocky Moran look like they're the drivers that are going to fight it out right now here for third. The final spot on the podium is Truly Adams doing a pretty good job right now hanging out here with John Antonino. Antonino on the Race Factory machine. Truly Adams on the VLR. Andrus on the GFC. And Rocky Moran on the Kart Republic. Two drivers out early before even the green. Gavin Witt and Gage Korn. Charlie Smith, another driver He and Alex Chartier, I believe, the two drivers that were involved over in Turn 11. Smith was a driver in the top 5, top 7 in the pre-final. Now Antonino settling into that pace. See if he goes purple again. He does. Faster, 51.578. Quicker by at least 0.3 of a second from Truly Adams. He stretches that gap down to 0.7 of a second. Antonino's hit that mark, and he is pulling away. Truly Adams holding on to second. Now the question is, can Cypress Andrus and Rocky Moran hook up to potentially reel in Adams, or does Adams have things just locked there for second? Still way early in the race here. Again, it's 16 lapper, just past the quarter mark. .5 seconds now the lead for John Antonino, as he is checked out here on Truly Adams. Rocky Moran has slipped past Cypress Andrus to go to P3. Move Moran to third, Andrus to fourth. We've probably got 3 drivers running together there. Nick Eggleston, Jacob Longnecker, and Kyle Drysdale. I want to say they're separated by, it's probably 0.6 of a second. That's fifth, 6th, and 7th. Oh, Moran has some trouble coming through 11. Way wide on the exit, but Andrus not in a place to capitalize. 5th, 6th, and 7th. Here they are across the line right now. Eggleston, Longnecker, and Drysdale make that 0.4 separating those 3 drivers. Behind them, Alexander Jacoby has about a half second on Devin Waltz, with Keegan Rabikoff and Drew Waltz right there as well. 2.4 second lead for Antonino. Flat dominating this one. Truly Adams stayed there early, but we're talking about closing in on the halfway point now, and the lead is already massive. Antonino goes purple here at the halfway point, 51.517. His lead now stretched to 4.338. Again, some of the better battles on the racetrack now is that fight for third and fourth. But to be honest, with a lot of laps left, 10 laps still to go, we might not be done with a fight for second. Truly Adams by himself in the second spot. But Rocky Moran and Cypress Andrus, last time by, quicker by 0.3 of a second. Truly alone by himself, as we said. That doesn't make it easy, right? You want to keep hitting those marks, but man, the guy's behind. Oh, Andrus to the big move to the inside. Overcooks the corner. That allows Moran to do the over-under. Cypress just needs to work with Rocky here right now, and they can be battling for second, not battling for third. They are closing up, but that pass definitely lost some pace there. They were 0.4 quicker with that pass. They would have been even quicker without it. This is going to give Moran maybe a chance to get a little bit of open track here. Yeah, Cypress could have hung up with a spot and been all right, but instead fought for it. Antonino across the line again. Another purple lap, 51.506. The kid's on fire right now. Cypress Andrus making a move again to the inside through turn number 12. And this, I'm telling you, this has given Truly Adams some life, because I think that they would be able to, if they work together in third and fourth, they'd be closing up on Truly Adams. This would be a battle for second, not a battle for third. But they have scrapped for third. This has given Adams open track. Truly hasn't looked over his shoulder, so he's got no idea, but they could be coming, but they're just not. Laps winding down now. Cypress Andrus. Yeah, they've lost it. They were closing up on Truly Adams, but Truly does a 52.1. And Andrus and Moran can't match. So some good lap times here for Truly Adams to try to hold on to that second spot. John Antonino's got things handled here. I'm going to look a little further back as well to Jacob Longnecker. Longnecker start here. Back in 12th. Yeah, Jacob Longnecker up to P5, starting 12th. Nicely done. And in fact, good lap times, potentially closing up on Anderson Moran. Jacob Longnecker's not finished. $52.241. Longnecker quicker than Truly Adams that last lap. Quicker than Moran, quicker than Andrus. If they keep fighting for third, even the lap's winding down, white flag will fly. This will be it. And they're still scrapping. Here comes Longnecker. Andrus to the inside. Moran's got third now. Again. Longnecker 0.4 quicker. He needed probably 3 or 4 more laps. Antonino the leader. Adams second. Rocky Moran trying to get to the podium here. He and Cypress Andrus having a good battle for P3. Longnecker having a good run. Started 12th up to P5. Antonino, man, the full straightaway ahead. Keep a double eye there, see if we got a battle. Here comes Antonino coming out of turn number 11, turn number 12. He's going to take the race win. Antonino with the victory. The scrap between Moran and Anders still happening here. Truly Adams takes second. Rocky Moran's going to end up P3. Cypress Anderson fourth. I'm telling you, that could have been a battle for second. Had they not fought early, they would have been able to catch up to Truly Adams. That last lap, they were 2/10 quicker again. They were literally 2-3 quicker lap, just started fighting amongst each other. And Cypress Andrews got just super aggressive and held them back. So I think Andrews could have had third, potentially second. But nonetheless, Antonino with a win by 9.5 seconds, the most dominant run we've seen so far today. John Antonino on the Race Factory, able to get the win. Truly Adams in second. Rocky Moran third. Cypress Andrews fourth. Jacob Longnecker started 12th, worked his way up to P5. Good run there for the drivers in the Mini Rock class. As we're getting set to go now with Sweet Tech Shifter Rock. 5 more races to come. Shifters, 100cc Junior, 100cc Masters, and then Master Shifter followed by 100cc Shifter. Next up, Shifter Rock here on the EKN Radio Network.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Courtney Concepts, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. I think we all know that in racing, every kid's dream is to progress through to the top levels of motorsports. Take that first step with the Will Power Kart. This new karting chassis was launched in collaboration with IndyCar champion Will Power, Kart Republic, Kart Sport North America, and MPG Motorsports. 2 models are available through Will Power Kart, with the WP12 and WP Mini, which will get you from cadet all the way through the shifter kart categories. In its first season, Will Power Kart secured victories and podiums at the national, regional, and club level, including 2 United States Pro Kart Series championships. The kart is primed and ready to take you to victory lane. Visit willpower.com to learn more about their chassis lineup and follow them on all social media platforms. Will Power Kart, all power. All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the US, OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. From the legendary Tony Kart brand to the race-winning Cosmic and Esprit chassis, and now the new Red Speed and EOS brands, OTK quality is second to none. All 5 brands are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the Rock Cup USA Florida Winter Tour and the Challenge of the Americas, the SCUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, and the Pro Kart Challenge, United States Pro Kart Series, and the WKA Manufacturers Cup. And OTK products are also front and center on the podium of club and regional races from coast to coast. To learn more about a specific product line, you can find the OTK USA dealer near you, whether it's Tony Kart, Cosmic, Esprit, Red Speed, or EOS. Visit www.otkusa.com. Specific chassis territories are still available, so kart shops interested in adding a winning component to their product lineups can contact OTK USA directly. Leading Edge Motorsports is the industry answer to winning in karting. At the helm is industry veteran Greg Bell, who has orchestrated the success of many drivers dating back to the mid-1990s. Most recently, Leading Edge Motorsports and Greg Bell helped guide Danny Formel to victory at both the Rock the Rio and the Superkarts USA Super Nationals 23. Based in Lodi, California, Leading Edge Motorsports is the Western importer for IP karting, which includes the Praga and Formula K chassis brands. Leading Edge Motorsports is already looking forward to the 2021 season, which begins with the Challenge of the Americas, the premier winter series on the West Coast under the Rock Cup USA banner. Leading Edge Motorsports is also eyeing the Florida Winter Tour and several other programs. Arrive and drive services to kart preparation and driver coaching are all available under the LEM tent throughout 2021. Greg Bell has been building racing engines for over 20 years and he's excited with the continuing growth of his new Mega Power race motor building program. It doesn't matter what color your chassis is, choose Mega Power to get to the front. For more information, click over to leadingedgemotorsports.com and find them on Facebook. At Leading Edge Motorsports, winning never gets old. Are you a kart shop owner looking for a new line of products to put on your sales shelf? If so, it's time to make a call to Courtney Concepts. Courtney Concepts is pleased to offer the entire AF radiator line of products, including radiators, radiator mounts, water pumps, hoses, and IAMI X30 radiator curtains. Courtney Concepts is also a distributor for a number of popular products used every weekend at the kart track, including Motul Oil, RK and Regina Chain, and NKP. Other products that Courtney Concepts is proud to distribute include ICO bearings, Koyo bearings, ARS oil seals, XAM sprockets, and Frixa brake rotors and pads. Courtney also distributes MC racing silencers and Opama hour meters. For more information on all the products we distribute, head to CourtneyConcepts.com. Now back to the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona on the EKN radio network.
Back live here from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center in Phoenix, Arizona. David Cole, alongside myself, Rob Howden, as we bring you the live coverage here from the opening round of the Challenge of the Americas. Time to go shifter racing for the first of the two events, the senior shifter class, brought to you by Swede Tech. Italian Motors driver Remo Rossetti starting on the pole alongside Kyle Wick. Row 2, Cole Bailey and Jack Crawford. On row 3, Micah Hendricks alongside Keon Tandon. Row 4, Ethan Ho and Alan Shuto. Row 5, Connor Wick and Ryan Martin. On row 6, it'll be Robert Heck Jr. and Monroe Jordan. Row 7, Nick Persing and Anthony Freeze. On row 8, Josh Campbell and Dustin Salaveria side by side. While row 9 has Corey Milne on the inside and Tyler Krennick, on the outside, 18th. Enzo Prevo and Jacob Gulick, the drivers who had issues at the very start of the pre-final. Keep an eye out for both of them. Prevo in the 425, Gulick in the 415. Both of these guys with good speed and the chance to work their way forward. Field now working its way down to get things underway. First couple of rows have gridded up. Drivers having trouble getting into their spots. Almost there, further back. Definitely battling a little bit. As often happens with these shifter drivers, they roll in too deeply into the grid and they end up having to back it up. One driver stalling a little bit further back, going to get him refired. Otherwise, looking pretty good here now. Again, Rossetti and Wick on the front row. Bailey and Crawford on row 2. Green, green, green. And not a great start for Crawford from the outside of row number 2. He's going to lose at least one spot. Slots in nicely, though. So Crawford goes back to P5 to begin the battle back forward. Rossetti with the hole shot. He'll go P1. Wick into second. It's Cole Bailey into third. Hendricks fourth. Fifth is Crawford. Thinks about the inside of 3. Crawford, but not quite there. Trying the outside now of Hendricks. Hendricks fourth. Crawford fifth. 6 is Keon Tandon. 7th is Shuto. Hendricks, car not perfect here in the opening lap. Handful for him. I think trying to hold off Crawford and Bay has allowed the front 3 to pull away. Rossetti, Wick, and Bailey with a good little advantage here early. Opening lap coming in of 20. Remo Rossetti will lead the opening circuit. One driver spinning over in turn number 11. Get looped around. I think that might have been... Let me try to figure out who that is for us here. I think that's Anthony Freese who went around. Indeed, yeah, Freese going around in the 469. Here's your top 10. Rossetti with the lead. Kyle Wick into second. Cole Bailey third. Micah Hendricks in fourth. Crawford fifth. Right there as well, Keon Tandon in 6th. 7th is Shuto. Then Ethan Ho. Then about a second and a half back to Connor Wick in 9th, Robert Heck Jr. in 10th. Gulick from the tail of the grid up into 16th. Prevost goes to 18th, so not a great aggressive move by either of those drivers, but got to tick it away from further back. Let's see if they get any more here. Gulick was 16th last time by, picking him up here in the 4:15. On the GFC, moved Gulick to 15th spot. So he's definitely on the throttle. Ramo City, though, with a bit of an advantage here early, at least a half a second or more now over Kyle Wick, who's going to have local driver Cole Bailey in the J3 competition Cosmic starting to put some pressure on here. Yeah, Rossetti's lead stretching out to 0.7 of a second here now early on. The Italian Motors driver out of Burnaby, BC. Italian Motors and his own Catalyst Driver Development Group, along he and Scott Hargrove and Stefan Radzinski. Good run here for Ramo Rossetti, P1. Kyle Wick in the GFC leading the rest of the group. Big run here for Jack Crawford. Can he get by Micah Hendricks? Hendricks knows this racetrack as well. Local driver here out of Glendale. Lots of laps here at Phoenix. Oh, thinking about going to the inside of Bailey, too. So there's a couple of Arizona drivers right there now in 3rd and 4th, Bailey and Hendricks. Again, we'll see Jack Crawford back over in Europe this year trying to work his way on that ladder, that trail to try to get to Formula One. Ran the German ADAC F4 series last year, finishing 2nd. Red Bull Junior driver, moving this year to FIA F3. That's 2 steps away from F3 to F2, F2 to F1. We'll see what Jack's able to do in F3 this year. Kyle Wick just laid down a 45.146, 0.2 faster than the leader. He's closed back up to within 0.6 of a second. So not letting him pull away now. Wick's got a bit of an advantage on Bailey, too, which I think is crucial. Allowing him to look forward, not backward. Another 1/10 of a second. Less than 0.6 now. Wick trying to close up here on Ramo Rossetti. Prevost now up to 14th. He was able to get by Gulick. So Enzo Prevost actually on the move. He's in the 14th. Couple tenths quicker than Dustin Salaveria last time by, and right there with him. So that's a battle for 13th now for Prevost, who started back in the 19th spot. See if Prevost gets a big run here on Salaveria. Yeah, Prevost to the inside of turn number 11. Gulick trying to come with him. Prevost now up into, I believe, the 13th spot. Indeed, now he'll go to work on Monroe Jordan. Good run for Enzo Prevost. Running for Ron White Racing. Driver to Novato, California on the CRG. Hendricks still holds on to P4, Crawford in 5th. Keon Tanya looks like they may be closing up a little bit here, not much. Behind him, the 432 Alan Schuto and the 468 Ethan Ho. Connor Wick and Robert Heck Jr. pretty evenly matched. Gulick now, I believe, able to get by Jordan as well. Move Prevost to 12th. Enzo Prevost now to 12th spot behind his teammate Ryan Martin at Ron White Racing, 4/10ths back. About a tenth, about a half second faster that last lap. So look for Prevost to potentially go to P11 here. What a great run for Enzo. Oh, yeah, to the inside. He's through. Enzo Prevost now into 11th. Looking at Robert Heck Jr. and Connor Wick to get into the top 10 for 19th. Rossetti's lead now significantly decreased over the last couple of laps. It was 4/10ths of a second, maybe 2/10ths now. It's still all over 3/10ths, but man, Wick's right there. Prevost already up onto Robert Heck Jr. That'll be it for Prevost. If he's able to get through both Heck Jr. and Wick, there's nowhere else he's going. He's that far back. Ethan Ho way up the road by 4.5 seconds. Past the halfway point now, and here's the crucial move. Oh, there's a pass there. Jack Crawford has worked his way now in to P4. Crawford by Micah Hendricks to P4. Head down, see if he can't go challenge Cole Bailey for third. Prevost is by Heck, and actually I think brought Jacob Gulick with him, so move Prevost to 10th. Gulick goes to 11th. Heck now 12th. Enzo Prevost now going to work on Connor Wick. A great run for Enzo Prevost. You might get him right here. He's a big run down the back straightaway. Dive into the apex. Oh, side by side coming through. Wick still got the inside. Oh, they connect with each other. Wick went off the racetrack. And that allowed the 450 to Gulick to get through. It looked to me, I don't know that if Prevost was pinching Wick down on the inside of the track, whatever, but I think Wick made it drop the wheels. I think kind of pushed off through, wasn't able to turn into turn 11. Prevost had nowhere to go. Contact over in 11, and that allowed Gulick to slide through, so moved Jacob Gulick to 9th. Wick went back to 10th. You can be sure that Prevost will line him up. Yeah, Connor Wick trying to hold him off. They're side by side. Ooh, Connor Wick, I think they're a little argy-bargy there. Out of turn number 12. Right in front of the race directors. They're sitting right here. Prevost made a good move out to the inside of turn number 12 and muscled his way through. Drivers were battling a hardcore there. That's a scrap. Back to the lead because we've got about 7 to go. In fact, it'll be 6 to go this time by. Rossetti's been able to stretch out that lead again. Making 0.8 of a second is Kyle Wick. Losing a bit of pace here in the late going. Cole Bailey still runs third, but Jack Crawford's there, the Texan. Micah Hendricks still there as well. He's not going anywhere. Hendricks still P5, trying to find a way through. Good run for Hendricks on the Aluminos. 5 laps remaining here in Sweet Tech Senior Shifter Rock. We'll go into the 100cc junior category next up. All 100cc junior drivers should be on the grid. 100cc Masters start getting ready. I've done a tremendous job in ramming through here, getting things going. We had to add that extra race in, splitting up the junior and senior, or junior and master 100cc categories. We're almost going to finish on time. We're getting close. Half a second lead still for Remo Rossetti. He has been tremendous. Trying to sweep the day. Qualified on pole, won the pre-final. Looking to get this main event victory as well. Well, we've definitely had some aggressive racing here for sure between a number of these drivers. Of course, Enzo Prevost coming up. He and Jacob Gulick started last on the last row. They are now 9th and 10th, respectively. See if Gulick, or rather, see if Prevost is able to chase down Gulick and get by there, too. No, I don't think so. Here's Gulick across the line now. Prevost could have some damage. Wick now runs in 11th. Robert Heck Jr. in 12th. Dustin Salaveria 13th. Ryan Martin 14th. And Monroe Jordan 15th. Six-tenths of a second the lead for Remo Rossetti as he has been able to maintain. Even though midway through, Kyle Wick started putting some big laps down and was getting close enough to challenge. I think 2/10 of a second at one point. Maybe 2.5 tenths. Remo has not put a wheel wrong. 2 to go this time by for Rossetti, the Canadian trying to win here. This is not done yet because Kyle Wick closing back up. Cole Bailey still holding on to third. 3/10 of a second between first and second. Wick trying to dig in to see who's got anything left to challenge Rossetti. Again, trying to force that little mistake. You got to stay on it. You got to stay aggressive. You got to keep that pressure on. Although it's about a 5 kart length lead into the braking zone of turn 8. Kyle Wick, about 5 kart lengths again, coming out of turn number 8 through the kink. This is where he gets the big run. Down to 4 kart lengths. Under the brakes into 3 kart lengths. Rossetti can't let up at all. Here's the move to the inside of turn 11. He's not close enough. Krennic right in front of them. This lap car out of the line. Checker flag. Rossetti with the victory. Remo Rossetti with the win over Kyle Wick. And you can see both the excitement of Rossetti and the disappointment of Wick. Rossetti pumping his fist. Kyle Wick dipping the head backwards in disappointment. Cole Bailey, a tremendous run to third. Micah Hendricks able to get back by Jack Crawford on the final circuit. Hendricks goes back to 4th, Crawford 5th. Alan Shudo 6th, Keon Tandon 7th. Ethan Ho in 8th, Jacob Gulick 9th, and Enzo Prevost rounds out the top 10. Gulick and Prevost coming from the last row to work their way up into the top 10, but nonetheless, it was a tremendous performance all day long for Remo Rossetti. He ends up with the victory. Kyle Wick 2nd, Cole Bailey on the podium in 3rd. 100cc Junior up next as we have 4 more races for you live here on the EKN Radio Network.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Courtney Concepts, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. Jensen Button, Jos Verstappen, and Roman Grosjean, all former Techno Kart drivers and champions. Get ready, America, for the Techno Kart invasion. Formed in the 1970s, the Italian manufacturer has new representation in the US, and they're already winning races and championships. Techno Kart USA is owned and operated by top national Masters drivers Laurent Mardin and Christian Vaumier, and they are focused on building the new Techno Kart dealer network. The Techno Kart line hits all the different engine platforms in American karting, beginning with the TR28 Special for 4-cycle racing. The TR30 is Techno's chassis for 100cc and 125cc tag competition, and we also have a TR Cadet and Kid Kart for the drivers coming into the younger age groups of the sport. In 2021, Techno Kart USA will be attending the Rock Cup Florida Winter Tour, United States Pro Kart Series and Route 66 programs, the Rock the Rio and SCUSA Super Nationals in Las Vegas, and will continue to support our home track, the Badger Kart Club. Race-winning Arrive and Drive programs are available, and kart shops interested in adding a new quality chassis to their lineup should contact us today. Be sure to follow Techno Kart USA LLC on Facebook and Instagram. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry with over 50 years of combined karting experience, and we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at www.franklinkart.com, where all our products are just a mouse click away. We're constantly adding to the growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, ceramic products, driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, OTK products, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. I think we all know that in racing, every kid's dream is to progress through to the top levels of motorsports. Take that first step with the Will Power Kart. This new karting chassis was launched in collaboration with IndyCar champion Will Power, Kart Republic, Kart Sport North America, and MPG Motorsports. Two models are available through Will Power Kart, with the WP12 and WP Mini, which will get you from cadet all the way through the shifter kart categories. In its first season, Will Power Kart secured victories and podiums at the national, regional, and club level, including 2 United States Pro Kart Series championships. The kart is primed and ready to take you to victory lane. Visit willpower.com to learn more about their chassis lineup and follow them on all social media platforms. Will Power Kart, all power. All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the US, OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. From the legendary Tony Kart brand to the race-winning Cosmic and Esprit chassis, and now the new Red Speed and EOS brands, OTK quality is second to none. All 5 brands are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the Rock Cup USA Florida Winter Tour and the Challenge of the Americas, the SCUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, and the Pro Kart Challenge, United States Pro Kart Series, and the WKA Manufacturers Cup. And OTK products are also front and center on the podium of club and regional races from coast to coast. To learn more about a specific product line, you can find the OTK USA dealer near you, whether it's Tony Kart, Cosmic, Xpree, Red Speed, or EOS. Visit www.otkusa.com. Specific chassis territories are still available, so kart shops interested in adding a winning component to their product lineups can contact OTK USA directly. Leading Edge Motorsports is the industry answer to winning in karting. At the helm is industry veteran Greg Bell, who has orchestrated the success of many drivers dating back to the mid-1990s. Most recently, Leading Edge Motorsports and Greg Bell helped guide Danny Formel to victory at both the ROK the Rio and the SuperKarts USA Super Nationals 23. Based in Lodi, California, Leading Edge Motorsports is the Western importer for IP karting, which includes the Praga and Formula K chassis brands. Leading Edge Motorsports is already looking forward to the 2021 season, which begins with the Challenge of the Americas, the premier winter series on the West Coast under the ROK Cup USA banner. Leading Edge Motorsports is also eyeing the Florida Winter Tour and several other programs. Arrive and drive services to kart preparation and driver coaching are all available under the LEM tent throughout 2021. Greg Bell has been building racing engines for over 20 years, and he's excited with the continuing growth of his new Mega Power race motor building program. It doesn't matter what color your chassis is, choose Mega Power to get to the front. For more information, click over to leadingedgemotorsports.com and find them on Facebook. At Leading Edge Motorsports, winning never gets old. Now back to the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona on the EKN radio network.
Back live here now as we get set to roll here with what will be our 100cc junior category. Again, we had 100cc junior and 100cc masters running together. We've elected to run them separately, so we're going junior first, then masters. Drivers working their way out here. Christian Cameron will be on the pole alongside Steven Eisert, row 2. Laney Benjamin and Corbin Rauschenberg, row 3. Cooper O'Clair and Lydia Small in the field getting the green flag. Underway with the juniors. 13 in total. Give you a full field rundown when they come around to complete lap number 1. Opening lap of the drivers here in the Ital Kart 100cc junior main event. 3-driver breakaway out front, likely Cameron Eisert and Laney Benjamin. Indeed, here's your full field rundown. All 13 drivers. Cameron the leader, Eisert second, Benjamin in third spot, about 7/10 of a second back to Lydia Small running in fourth. Corbin Rauschenberg in fifth spot, Cooper O'Clair in sixth, another second back to Alex McPherson-Wyman in seventh, Anthony White eighth, Zach Meyer ninth, Preston Lambert in 10th, G3 Arguros in 11th, and Alex Rantana in 12th. William Ginn, not sure what's going on with William in the number 18, not in the race now. Don't see him around the track anywhere, so I'm not sure whether he started or not. So indeed, 12 drivers remain on the racetrack. And we'll see in the battles kind of settle in here now. Rauschenberg in the 8:26, able to slide by Lydia Small in turn number 11 on that last lap, so move Rauschenberg up from 5th to 4th. Still a 3-driver breakaway, though, as Laney Benjamin Laney just turned the fast lap, 48.785. They have about a second back now to Rauschenberg. We'll keep looking at all those lap times, but Cameron, Isert, and Benjamin out to the early lead as the lead trio. Benjamin, a little tap on the rear bumper of Isert coming into the braking zone at 10. Let's see what Rauschenberg can do here. Corbin close up, make it a 4 or 5 driver battle up front. Benjamin, 48.6. Now Rauschenberg, 48.7. Lost about a 10th. Isert with the quick lap. Early on in what will be a 20-lapper here. 100cc Master will be up next. Very close to getting right back on schedule. Again, adding in the extra main event by separating the 100cc junior and 100cc Masters class. Just didn't like the way the categories were interacting with the starts that we had. We're having a big enough split start, so if there was an issue in turn number 10 in the opening corners, the Masters drivers aren't running into a danger zone. But then again, having that big gap and then being so far back, it was easier for the juniors to catch some of the guys more at the tail of the Masters field. Cameron now goes purple from the front. 0.3 of a second separating the front to the back of that lead trio. Not quite locked and loaded. Isert, though, going to put himself on the rear bumper of Cameron this time down the back straightaway. In fact, Isert thinking about the lead, looked to the inside. Benjamin closes right back up on the draft. I think Rauschenberg's closer. Oh, they're going to start going together. Here comes Rauschenberg into the fight. Benjamin tried to make a move by Isert, and that has brought Rauschenberg back into it. Oh, that opens everything up. 0.8 separating the top 4 now. And I'll tell you, Lydia Small trying to close up as well. She's back in P5 with the number 815. The biggest gap is 6 back to 7. It's 3.5 seconds from Cooper O'Clair back to G3, our heroes, who's been able to work from 12th up into 7th now. Again, watching this lead group kind of dial in, Rauschenberg just can't quite hang on speed. So when they start to line up and get going again, they pull away a bit. Rauschenberg was able to close when they started racing. Outside the top 6, 7th, and 8th, that's that good battle between our heroes and Alex McPherson-Wyman. Our heroes on the red speed. McPherson-Wyman on the comp kart with Forward Direction Motorsports. Isert, Cameron, and Benjamin. Front-running trio with Rauschenberg trying to do everything he can to stay in it. We're going to go 2 wide coming to the kink. That's going to give a big run there. I believe that was Cameron that went back to P1. Got a better run out of turn 8. And they were side by side through the kink. Two-driver breaking away again. Cameron and Isert trying to see if they can't stretch away from Lainey Benjamin, but she is not letting them stretch away at all. She's hanging right there. Looks almost biding her time here at this point. Long way to go still. Not even to the halfway point of this one. Again, Ready Racing, so 100cc Masters drivers, you could be on the grid, please. 100cc Masters on the grid. Still a long way to go until they need to start battling it out. They're able to hold off Corbin Rauschenberg for now. Lydia Small running in 5th, Cooper O'Clair in 6th. That's the big gap back to McPherson Wyman now, who's been able to go into 7th. Alex Rentala closing up as well in the 836 CRG. Once again, to remind everyone, we will be picking up our race tires after the last race of the day. So your race tires for tomorrow will get picked up after the last race of the day. Leaders rolling onto the back straightaway again. As we're past the halfway point, they've been able to pull out -3 driver battle as, again, Corbin Rauschenberg just not quite with the pace to stay with the lead group. Still strongly running in the 4th spot with about a 1.5 seconds on Lydia Small. But the lead group of Cameron, Isert, and Benjamin remain locked and loaded and prepping for this final fight. Good fight as well further back for 7th, 8th, and 9th. That is McPherson, Wyman, our heroes, and Rentala now going at it. This will come down to the fight over the final couple of laps for certain. Isert's going to make a move to the inside and turn number 10 here on lap 13 to go to the lead. You don't want to race too early here. Lainey Benjamin still showing a lot of patience back there. 5 laps remaining. Eisert's taking the lead. Cameron second and Benjamin third. See how this one's going to play out here. Front 2 drivers trying to see if they can't drop Lainey Benjamin. She's back there in P3. Christian Cameron thinking about going to the lead. She's got to be close enough to be part of the fight. $100cc Masters drivers will be up next. That category brought to you by M2. Indeed, Lainey Benjamin losing a bit, but here's a move to the inside now for Christian Cameron, and that's going to move Eisert off the racetrack. He drops a wheel on the X of 10. We've seen that many times here before. Cameron made a good move to the inside to be able to get that spot. Just went a bit wide on the exit. So the question now is, can Lainey Benjamin reel back in Cameron? The contact, I'm not sure if it was contact or not, whatever it was a good aggressive move to the bottom for Cameron in turn number 10. Eisert went a little wide on the exit, just dropped the wheel there and got pulled into the gravel a little bit. That allowed Benjamin to slide back by through. So now Lainey Benjamin trying to dial things in. What's the gap going to be this time by? Christian Cameron leading by 0.6 of a second. In fact, I think that Steven Eisert realizes that he's going to push Lainey Benjamin down the straightaway because this gap of 0.6 of a second, they're just not closing up. Eisert with a beautiful push down the straightaway that could change this. Cameron's got to hold on. Can't make any mistakes at all. White flag flying. They're just waiting for one mistake from Christian Cameron. He's not done it yet. The gap, 0.6 still. Benjamin's going to need help from Eisert to potentially make the run down the back straightaway to set up for a potential move to the inside of 11. Oh, contact between them, but no, it's through. They're not working together. They're battling for second. Christian Cameron's got this. Eisert made a move to the inside of Benjamin in turn number 8, the hairpin. He fought for second. He wasn't going for the lead. That was second. This is going to give the win to Christian Cameron. He'll cruise home out of 11 out of 12. 100cc junior winner, Christian Cameron. Steven Eisert takes second. Lainey Benjamin third. Here's fourth and fifth. Rather, fifth and sixth. Corbin Rauschenberg coming home P4. Cooper O'Clair fifth. Lydia Small in sixth. And here's that battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th. G3 Argyros. Alex McPherson-Wyman and Alex Rantala rounding out the top 9. Preston Lambert will come home in 10th. Man, I thought that was going to come down to 3 drivers battling out over the last couple of laps, but Cameron made a really nice move in turn 10. Eisert tried to hold the top, and if you don't get it right and you drop those wheels like we've seen so many times over the last 20 years here, pretty easy to get off the racetrack over there, right, Dave? Yeah, thanks. Dave's been off the track over there before. Cameron, Eisert, and Benjamin, though, the podium was kind of locked in once they were able to pull away from Rauschenberg, but Cameron getting a little bit lucky there. I have a feeling that if Eisert and Benjamin would have worked together, they may have been able to close, maybe? I don't know. It was a 0.6 of a second advantage. Cameron not putting a wheel wrong. Tremendous run for him. Cameron, Eisert, Benjamin. That's your podium in 100cc Junior, 100cc Masters up next.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Courtney Concepts, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. Are you a kart shop owner looking for a new line of products to put on your sales shelf? If so, it's time to make a call to Courtney Concepts. Courtney Concepts is pleased to offer the entire AF radiator line of products, including radiators, radiator mounts, water pumps, hoses, and IAMI X30 radiator curtains. Courtney Concepts is also a distributor for a number of popular products used every weekend at the kart track, including Motul Oil, RK and Regina Chain, and NKP. Other products that Courtney Concepts is proud to distribute include ICO bearings, Koyo bearings, ARS oil seals, XAM sprockets, and Frixa brake rotors and pads. Courtney also distributes MC racing silencers and Opama hour meters. For more information on all the products we distribute, head to CourtneyConcepts.com. Jensen Button, Jos Verstappen, and Roman Grosjean, all former Technokart drivers and champions. Get ready, America, for the Technokart invasion. Formed in the 1970s, the Italian manufacturer has new representation in the U.S., and they're already winning races and championships. Technokart USA is owned and operated by top national Masters drivers Laurent Mardin and Christian Vaumier, and they are focused on building the new Technokart dealer network. The Technokart line hits all the different engine platforms in American karting, beginning with the TR28 Special for four-cycle racing. The TR30 is Techno's chassis for 100cc and 125cc tag competition, and we also have a TR Cadet and Kid Kart for the drivers coming into the younger age groups of the sport. In 2021, Technokart USA will be attending the Rock Cup Florida Winter Tour, United States Pro Kart Series and Route 66 programs, the Rock the Rio and SCUSA Super Nationals in Las Vegas, and will continue to support our home track, the Badger Kart Club. Race-winning Arrive and Drive programs are available, and kart shops interested in adding a new quality chassis to their lineup should contact us today. Be sure to follow Technokart USA LLC on Facebook and Instagram. Now back to the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona on the EKN radio network.
"100cc Masters drivers have rolled onto the racetrack as we continue our coverage here on the EKN radio network. Brian Phillips will start on the pole position alongside Dana Estes. Row 2 will be Tim Meyer and Steve Dunn. Row 3 will be Jimmy Gregory and Thomas Jackson. Row 4, Davis Fedler and Mike Smith. 8 drivers in the field, 20 laps the distance. And yeah, we're about 7 minutes off the schedule. We did a great job getting back here. Still ready racing. Master Shifters drivers to the grid, please. We finished very close to the same time as we expected. Field set, underway, green, green, green. And the inside row with Phillipson leading into turn number 10. We go 10, 11, 12 to start the circuit. Then we get that first lap in the books. So I'll come out again of turn number 12. And there's the green. Mike Smith able to get one spot by David Fedler on the opening lap, but he'd like to get a couple more here in the opening circuit. Putting the pressure now on Thomas Jackson. Smith able to slide through before they get to the S's now, trying to see if he can't set up Jimmy Gregory coming down the back straightaway to go to P5. He doesn't want to get these leaders to pull away. Tucking to the inside of Gregory, going down now into turn number 5. So move Mike Smith right back up into P5. He's not going to be that far back after the opening circuit. Pretty good opening lap, having to get 3 spots to get forward. Tim Meyer has got this back to the lead already. Phillipson goes to second. Dana Estes in third. Steve Dunn fourth, and Mike Smith fifth. Smith qualified on the pole position. Top 3 breakaway right now. Meyer, Phillipson, and Estes. Drivers off the racetrack at the back part of the track. I think trying to figure out who that is who went off. Might have been Thomas Jackson. So Mike Smith now P4. Or was that Steve Dunn? That might have been Steve Dunn. Off on the exit of turn number 8, back straightaway. Yeah, I think that might have been Steve Dunn. Indeed it was. Mike Smith just turned a purple lap there, 50.152. He's on a storming forward here. He's trying to get back up. 100cc Masters. Mike Smith trying to close back up with the leaders. We'll look at that gap back. 1.4 seconds behind the leader, Tim Meyer, last time. 1.5 this time. 49.9. Oh, actually, almost identical lap times for Meyer and Smith. Dana Estes this time goes purple from P3. Fifth and sixth, Thomas Jackson and Jimmy Gregory. David Fedler in 7th, and Steve Dunn running 8th. Mike Smith needs that draft up front to be with these guys, I think. He'll have to get some good laps in here, or at least have the leaders battling back and forth. He needs Phillipson to fight it out here with Meyer a little bit. But if they race clean, they keep it a 2-driver battle. No, Smith again, purple this time by lap 4, quicker by 0.3. Gets it down to a second. So Mike Smith definitely closing up here. Meyer actually stretching away a little bit here for Brian Phillipson. We'll look at lap times. Top 4 drivers have stretched away to make it their own, though. Meyer, 49.6. Another fast lap for Mike Smith, but he's only 0.07 quicker. Down to 0.8 of a second, though. Back to Dana Estes, 1.7 seconds total to the leader. 1.770, the gap between Tim Meyer and Mike Smith. Smith qualified on the pole position in the 100cc Masters category. Of course, splitting this race group up with juniors. We'll have our Master Shifter drivers up next. Ron White Racing, the sponsor of that class. That race scheduled to go at 4:20, and it's going to be close. Anyways, Master Shifter drivers should be working their way to the grid anyways now. Race probably a little less than 15 minutes away. Probably 10 minutes. Thomas Jackson and Jimmy Gregory continue their fight here for the final spot in the top 5. Smith is now closed up here on Dana Estes, and that's going to help him a little bit with that draft. He's going to get a big tow coming down the straightaway. Not quite close enough to make the move yet. Again, last time by, the gap is now down to 1.642. As Smith closing. He can't get stuck behind the driver in front of him. He's got to make that pass. He's through. In fact, already through to P3. Just as I was saying it, he did it. And even in that pass was 0.2 quicker than Meyer. 1.4 back for Smith. Started tail of the grid in 8th. 3 spots on the opening circuit. He's now P3 by lap 7. 13 to go. Mike Smith again goes purple, 49.527. Almost 4 full tenths quicker than the leader. He's got it down to 1.1 seconds. Brian Phillips endures his quick lap as well. He was 3 tenths faster than Tim Meyer. So Smith's coming. We haven't even got to the halfway point yet of a 20-lapper. 2 more races still to go after this one. Front 3 drivers have pulled away. Dana Estes back now by about a second from Mike Smith, P4. Got a big gap back to Thomas Jackson, 13 seconds. So front 4 drivers have kind of checked out here. 8 in total in our 100cc Masters class. We'll see some more growth in this particular category, both at Cal Speed, into Sonoma, and into 2022. 0.8 of a second separate first, second, and third. Smith another 0.3 quicker than the leader, Tim Meyer. Mike Smith is closing here. No doubt about it. Now, the key is how quickly can he get by Brian Phillipson? Got to think it's going to be turn 10 or turn 11. Big run here for Smith. Yeah, he's going to tuck to the inside again. And Phillipson, I think, lets him go to a certain extent. Didn't fight it too much. Smith's there. He's got the 100cc rolling today. Crossed halfway flags this time by Smith. Now within a half a second of Tim Meyer. What a run. Smith is within about 3 or 4 kart lengths now coming down the back straightaway, just not to be denied. We'll see if Meyer's kart kind of picks up, though, here as we're into the second half of this. Now Smith's right there thinking about going to the inside of 11. Showed all that patience coming forward. No need to cook it, overcook it here. Big look over his shoulder coming back at a turn number 12. Wanted to see what kind of a gap he has to go to work with here. And it's significant. Yeah, he's got about a second back to Brian Phillipson, so now he can really go to work here and not overthink it. Looks to the inside of 5 and 6, the inner loop. Meyer looks pretty good mid-range coming through the kink. Smith not close enough to make a move. Thinks about looking to the inside of 11. I'll tell you, catching up to Tim Meyer and passing Tim Meyer, 2 totally different things. Veteran driver, he knows where to make the cart just wide enough to potentially make you think differently about making a move. And that's turn 11, I think, is a big way there. If you can get the car to rotate enough. Smith thinking about the inside of 4 and 5. Woohoo! Oh, this is good stuff right here. Big move for Smith to the inside of turn number 8. Up on the curb. They're side by side on the exit. It'll be a better run on the outside for Meyer. Who's going to lift? Meyer holds him off and gets the kink. Gets to the kink first. Phillipson going to try to use that to close back up. That's a tough pass to make. You can't keep the driver on the outside. You got to essentially get a little deeper into the corner. Brian Phillips is like, I like this. Let me back in the fight, please. So Tim Meyer back to the lead. 7 to go. Masters, Shifter, ROK up next. Drivers, please get yourself to the grid if you're not already there. Masters, Shifter, drivers to the grid. We are ready racing. Smith having to reset here. Trying to close back up. Phillipson coming back at him too. Yeah, Meyer pulling away a bit here. Meyer did not get through 10 well. That thing pushed up the racetrack on him a bit on the entry. This has allowed Mike Smith to close back up. Phillipson's in the fight too, and I'll tell you, Dana Estes isn't done either. They're racing like they are. Meyer a 50-point flat, 50.013. Smith 49.9. Smith keeps looking at the inside of 5. Not close enough to make that move again into turn number 8. Have that pass almost done. But Meyer ran the outside. This will be the big run here. Coming out of the straightaway, I said Meyer's got good mid-range. Smith just doesn't have it going down the back straight. Looks to the bottom of the racetrack, able to get through. Again, I just feel like Meyer not able to get the car to go down to the apex at turn number 8. Smith sees the opening and just rolls through the bottom. So Mike Smith now to the lead, that move. Done. Can he pull away now? He was so much quicker there early on. Yeah, he gets 3 to 4 kart lengths already coming through turn number 5 and 6. The key is, can he maintain it? Battle between the 770 of Steve Dunn and the 744 of Thomas Jackson. Man, those guys are going at it too. Steve Dunn, after that spin, able to get himself forward here. He's trying to reel in Jimmy Gregory as well. So Steve Dunn trying to get himself back up to 5th. Started 4th. Smith not able to pull away as of yet. 4 to go this time by. 4 laps to go. Tim Meyer back to the lead. 4 laps remaining. $100cc Masters. 8 drivers in the field. Masters ROK Shifter up next here on the EKN Radio Network as we cap off the opening round action of this year's Challenge of the Americas. It's been a great one so far. Again, 40 or 50% chance of rain. We didn't get it. They're a little more aggressive on the prediction for tomorrow, I think, at least when we looked at it this morning. Yeah, they're saying 80% chance tomorrow, 100% on Monday. But again, is that up here in North Phoenix? We'll see. I brought a lot of rain tires in here. We may be running the rain. We'll see what happens. Laps winding down in this one, though. 2 laps remaining. 2 to go. Tim Meyer trying to hold off the challenges of Mike Smith. Smith right there. 2 laps remaining. Meyer's been pretty good coming down the straightaway. He just wasn't able to get the car to turn down last time, and that was what allowed Smith to get in. But pretty good mid-range again here coming down the back straightaway. It's going to give Meyer probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 car lengths now coming down into turn Number 10. Smith closed, had a lead for a time, but was not able to hold him off. Wasn't able to get the pass done in turn number 8 either. Didn't go far deep enough into the corner, and that allowed Meyer to hold the outside. I don't know if Smith's got anything for him right now. Meyer's been really consistent with the speed. Yeah, just turned his fast lap. Tim Meyer just turned his quick lap of 49.593. Talk about digging in when you need it. It looked like Mike Smith was not to be denied, but Tim Meyer has done a great job holding him back in the setup on that car to give him his fast personal lap on lap 19. That's big. Final circuit. Smith not close enough. It's at least 4 kart lengths at the kink, and Meyer's been able to pull from the kink down to turn 10 indeed. That's like 6 or 7 kart lengths. Tim Meyer has to throw it away here not to get this victory. Hits the mark in turn 11, going to hit the mark in 12. Tim Meyer is going to win this thing, although he was challenged aggressively. Meyer with the win. Smith second. Phillips in third. Dana Estes fourth. Jimmy Gregory fifth. Steve Dunn turns his last fast lap on the penultimate lap as well. Or are they still racing? No, they're not even back yet. Here comes, Dunn's through. Oh, no, Gregory tries him on the inside. Oh, they're going to be side-by-side contact. They're wrecking. Contact. And Gregory takes the spot. Dunn ends up in 6th. Thomas Jackson, I think, is going to hold on for 7th. And David Fedler in 8th. Man, we had some fireworks at the end there. Coming for P5. Tim Meyer, though, with the win. Mike Smith in 2nd. Brian Phillips in 3rd. 2 more races to go. Masters ROK up next.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Courtney Concepts, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry with over 50 years of combined karting experience, and we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at www.franklinkart.com, where all our products are just a mouse click away. We're constantly adding to the growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, ceramic products, driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, OTK products, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. I think we all know that in racing, every kid's dream is to progress through to the top levels of motorsports. Take that first step with the Will Power Kart. This new karting chassis was launched in collaboration with IndyCar champion Will Power, Kart Republic, Kart Sport North America, and MPG Motorsports. 2 models are available through Will Power Kart, with the WP12 and WP Mini, which will get you from cadet all the way through the shifter kart categories. In its first season, Will Power Kart secured victories and podiums at the national, regional, and club level, including 2 United States Pro Kart Series championships. The kart is primed and ready to take you to victory lane. Visit willpower.com to learn more about their chassis lineup and follow them on all social media platforms. Will Power Kart, all power. All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the US, OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. From the legendary Tony Kart brand to the race-winning Cosmic and Esprit chassis, and now the new Red Speed and EOS brands, OTK quality is second to none. All 5 brands are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the Rock Cup USA Florida Winter Tour and the Challenge of the Americas, the SCUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, and the Pro Kart Challenge, the United States Pro Kart Series, and the WKA Manufacturers Cup. And OTK products are also front and center on the podium of club and regional races from coast to coast. To learn more about a specific product line, you can find the OTK USA dealer near you, whether it's Tony Kart, Cosmic, Esprit, Red Speed, or EOS. Visit www.otkusa.com. Specific chassis territories are still available, so kart shops interested in adding a winning component to their product lineups can contact OTK USA directly. Now back to the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona on the EKN radio network.
Shifter car drivers back on track for what is the penultimate race of the day. Ron White Racing sponsored Masters Shifter, and we'll see defending champion Kevin Woods rolling into the P1 starting spot here. Michael Valiente, longtime front runner, professional race car driver, and of course, part of the Italian Motors family, starting on the outside of the front row. Cliff Quiella, local driver in the number 531, former pro driver on the national circuit, into the third spot. Michael Gouache in P4. Nick Brinkman started alongside Steve Jenks on row number 3, while Travis Irving and Alan Morte will be on row 4. Eric Jackson and Garrett McKelvey rounding out the top 5. Field set. Green, green, green. And Valiente trying to get the whole shot. Deep breaks it into turn number 10, and he is able to take the lead. Michael Valiente deep breaking Kevin Woods, released the brakes and got the car to rotate. And beautiful overtake going into turn number 10, and Valiente has gone to the lead. Wow. As they were side by side coming into the braking zone, all of a sudden the kart of Valiente just released through to the middle of the corner, and boom, he got it to stick, and he leads them coming down to turn number 8 for the first time. The hairpin that leads onto the back straightaway, the right-hander. Man, that was fun to watch. So he and Woods stretching away here now. Remember, Remo Rossetti already with the win in the senior shifter class. Valiente trying to give Ital Kart a couple of victories, and man, hard under the brakes at a 10. The front of that car weaving back and forth as he's right on the edge of adhesion. So here's your lineup. First time by. Michael Valiente with the lead. Kevin Woods into second. Third is Michael Gouache. Fourth, Cliff Quiella. Up to fifth now, Travis Irving. Sixth is Nick Brinkman. Seventh, Alan Morte. Steve Jenks, Eric Jackson, and Garrett McKelvey rounding out the top 10. Douglas Brandt runs 11th. Bill Piles in 12th. Nick Firestone 13th. And Michael Dozios in 14th. Firestone had an issue with the pre-final, started at the tail of the field, so he'll have his head down working forward. And I'll tell you, Michael Valiente is really pushing the brakes coming down into turn number 10. You can see that car, as I said, kind of wobble a little bit as he's just trying to get that feel. Valiente leads. Woods second. Quiella putting some pressure here on Michael Gouache as well. Firestone gets a spot. He has worked his way up into 12th. He'll go to work on Douglas Brandt now. Kevin Woods spooling things back up to try to close up here on Valiente. They've got a bit of a gap back to now Michael Gouache running in third, Cliff Quiella in fourth, and the gap back to Travis Irving on the GFC in that fifth position. Sixth, the 527 of Nick Brinkman, another GFC driver. Long way to go in this one, of course. 100cc senior to cap things off after this. Woods definitely closing. Within about 3 or 4 kart lengths coming down the back chute. So talking to Michael Valiente yesterday when I got here that he really hasn't been in the seat for probably about 4 or 5 years. Been running the track up at Sumas, Washington. So hasn't had a lot of time to get back behind the wheel, but doing it now, doing some racing. Good to see him down here. It was a surprise entry on the list for me, and I've had the privilege of watching Michael race really for almost probably 24, 25 years back, when he was a young 17-year-old running Formula A. So again, privileged to watch him race through his professional years as well in the sports car ranks, Daytona prototypes. Good to see him out here again having some fun, back to his roots. Of course, the family running Italian Motors, one of the legendary shops in North American karting. Cliff Quiella able to get by Michael Gouache as well in the number 351. So move Quiella up into the 3rd spot. Let's see what kind of pace he has to potentially reel these guys in. He's got good speed. And he knows this racetrack very well. Of course, had his own shop team for a long time at Pure Karting, but back in the early 2000s, top driver in the national level shifter kart ranks. So got some heavy hitters here. Defending champion Kevin Woods, former champs like Valiente and Quiella. Kevin Woods closing up on Valiente now. This is going to be 15 hard laps. And again, thinking about the shifters and how these tires will last throughout the day, you're looking at 40 laps on the day. If you got 5 laps in qualifying, 14 laps in the pre-main, 20 laps now. You're looking at 40. Now these tires, I'm told, run them quite a long time and not see much drop-off. But again, this track notoriously aggressive on rubber. Quiella just turned his fast lap of 45.754, 0.2 quicker than Valiente. He's got it down to 1.5 now, back to the leader. So Quiella's closing up, still with 13, 14 laps to go. Easy opportunity for him to make it a 3-driver battle up front. Irving, his hands full right now with Nick Brinkman. Alan Morte in there as well. Yeah, Morte trying to get in here on Brinkman. Brinkman to the inside of Irving. Brinkman getting the job done. He'll go now to P5. Brinkman to 5th. Irving 6th. Morte 7th. And that's Firestone up there from dead last to 8th. Firestone guy on the move right now. You wonder if he didn't run the pre-final because if there was an issue, those tires may be just a little bit better. Oh, a big move for Firestone side by side. Trying to get to the inside of Morte in the S's between 7 and 8. That's a tough pass to make. Cliff Quiella still 1.5 back of Valiente. Very similar lap times. 45.9 last time by. So we had a couple drivers get together further back. We got a driver right in the middle of the racetrack right now. Right in the middle of the track, yellow flag flying. They've got to get around a driver's right in the middle. He's got to get out of that cart and get out of the way. Like, what are you doing, man? I think that might be Steve Jenks right in the middle of the racetrack coming out of turn number 11. He's trying to get it refired. We got more guys coming through here. We need some yellow flags. He's got to get out of the cart and drag his cart off the racetrack. Come on. Cliff Coelho's closed up. He was able to kind of dive into the corner there when everybody's checked up, and this has allowed Coelho to close in here. So Coelho putting some pressure now on Kevin Woods, and that's going to change things a bit. Steve Jenks finally getting that car off the side of the racetrack. Valiente still leading, but Coelho now into the hunt. He gets to the inside of Kevin Woods. Coelho goes to P2. A pass in turn 6. Wow. Apparently one of the shoelaces of Steve Jenks got caught on the tie rod, and he couldn't get away from the cart. Not much you can do about that. But Coelho was able to get by Kevin Woods. A nice move to the inside of turn 6. Valiente potentially in the trouble there. Valiente super slow coming out of turn number 11. He might have just missed a shift. Or something happened there with the gearbox or whatever it was. Valiente super slow coming out. Stacked everybody up. He still has the spot. Coelho though by turn 6, the new leader. Coelho, same pass on Valiente. Valiente back to the inside. What a pass for Coelho, and that is track knowledge. Knowing that you can make that move to the inside like he did. He passed Woods there, and then he passed Valiente. Cliff Coelho has gone to the lead. Wow, 2 passes diving into the apex of 6. I think he caught both those guys off guard. He caught me off guard. Pretty impressive. Let's give you a top 10 rundown here with about 8 laps remaining. Cliff Coelho, the new leader. Michael Valiente runs in second. Kevin Woods in third. Michael Gouache fourth. Nick Firestone now up to P5 from dead last. Firestone up to 5th. What a great run for Nick. Nick Brinkman in 6th position. Travis Irving in 7th. 8th is Garrett McKelvey. 9th is Eric Jackson. 10th, Douglas Brandt. 11th is Bill Piles. 12th, Michael Dozios. Alan Morte, 13. And as we said, Steven Jenks. Both he and Morte out early. Jenks on lap 7, Morte on lap 9. Valiente seems if he can't mount the challenge to get back up here on Coelho, but right now, Cliff Coelho pulling away a little bit, 0.2 quicker on that last lap. Keeping an eye here on Nick Firestone, potentially reeling in Michael Gouache for 4th. Last time by, Firestone, same lap times as Cliff Coelho, one of the fastest drivers on the racetrack, 46 flat for Firestone. I think he's got a chance to catch Michael Gouache here for 4th. Valiente still holding off Kevin Woods as the defending champ now back to P3. Yeah, Cliff Coelho's pulling away. Firestone just a second away from Gouache, quicker by 4/10 last time by. I got to think that's going to be a fight for 4th before we're all said and done. Oh, Kevin Woods almost loses it coming through the kink. Oh, Coelho! Something's wrong with Coelho. He goes high. They get caught up on each other. He goes off. Coelho has trouble going into turn number 10. Drifts way up the racetrack. Valiente back to the lead. Michael Valiente back to the lead. Not sure what happened there. Coelho, I looked up, was way high on the racetrack in turn 10. Valiente able to get through. Woods tried to get through as well, but he and Coelho had contact coming out of the corner. Woods then dropping the left side wheels on the dirt. He almost goes off the racetrack. And I'll tell you, Firestone's closing on Gouache. Nick Firestone potentially trying to work his way onto the podium here. I'm not sure. Woods has got good speed. He's still probably 2.3 seconds back from Woods, but Firestone's going to get Gouache here real soon. He's closing up. Nick Firestone, what a great run here on the GFC. He said may have had those tires a little fresher due to not running in the pre-final. Started dead last, but he is on Michael Gouache now. Just depends on where that pass is going to come from Nick Firestone. 0.3 seconds quicker last time by. Something wrong with Travis Irving. He's slowing in the 585. That'll be it for Irving. He'll pull off the racetrack. Where's Firestone and Gouache? He's not close enough yet. That surprises me. Deep under the brakes into turn 10. Almost there. Quiella trying to close back up on Valiente. Not sure what happened to Cliff Quiella, if he just got too deep on the brakes and the kart just drifted up the racetrack on him or not. Tell you, Brinkman closing up from P6 on the Firestone because Nick Firestone has not been able to pull the trigger yet to get by Michael Gouache. He was significantly quicker over the last couple laps. He just simply hasn't been able to get the job done yet. He's within a couple lengths coming out of the kink. Gouache pretty good on the brakes. Oh, man, they get the thing almost locked up coming into 10. Nick Brinkman closing up as well on the number 527. And Firestone trying to throw everything here at Michael Gouache. Michael just hanging on. Still turning good lap time, so even while he's hanging on. So we got some action here right now. Cliff Quiella trying to get back out in front of Michael Valiente. Nick Firestone trying to find a way by Michael Gouache. Not sure what happened to Quiella to go off the track in 10, but he is definitely reeling Valiente back in. Laps winding down. White flag going to fly this time by Quiella, looking to try to steal the win away from Michael Valiente. Brinkman's trying to get by Firestone as well. Firestone, from dead last, has not been able to pull the trigger to get by Gouache. Trying to see if he can set up the over-under. This is when the Masters drivers starting to get a bit tired at the end of a 20-lapper like this. Valiente holding a bit of a gap on Quiella. Another fight, couple fights deep in the field as well. Bill Piles and Michael Dozios going at it. Valiente's got, looks like enough of a gap coming down the straightaway. Quiella goes deep into the corner as he's setting up an all for 11. Can he make anything happen? He does not. Out of 11-12. Back-to-back Telkart Jackson, the shifter kart day here today. Michael Valiente with the win, backing up Ray Mower City's victory in senior. And indeed, both Firestone and Brinkman get by Gouache in the final circuit. Valiente with the win by 0.3 of a second over Cliff Quiella. Kevin Woods ends up in third. Nick Firestone fourth. Brinkman fifth. Gouache sixth. McKelvey in seventh. Eric Jackson's going to come home eighth. Doug Brandt will be ninth. And as I said, the final spot in the top 10, Bill Piles able to hold off Michael Dozos. Wow. Valiente takes the lead from Kevin Woods at the start. Cliff Quiella comes out of nowhere and reels them both in. Gets by, takes the lead. He misses something over in 10. Not sure what happened there. Ends up going up the racetrack, luckily not to go off. Then almost makes contact with Woods. Valiente slides through to get the win or the lead and holds on for the win. Man, excitement there in Masters Shifter. One more race to go, folks. Next up, to cap off the day, 100cc Senior.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Courtney Concepts, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. Leading Edge Motorsports is the industry answer to winning in karting. At the helm is industry veteran Greg Bell, who has orchestrated the success of many drivers dating back to the mid-1990s. Most recently, Leading Edge Motorsports and Greg Bell helped guide Danny Formel to victory at both the Rock the Rio and the Superkarts USA Super Nationals 23. Based in Lodi, California, Leading Edge Motorsports is the Western importer for IP karting, which includes the Praga and Formula K chassis brands. Leading Edge Motorsports is already looking forward to the 2021 season, which begins with the Challenge of the Americas, the premier winter series on the West Coast under the Rock Cup USA banner. Leading Edge Motorsports is also eyeing the Florida Winter Tour and several other programs. Arrive and drive services to kart preparation and driver coaching are all available under the LEM tent throughout 2021. Greg Bell has been building racing engines for over 20 years, and he's excited with the continuing growth of his new Mega Power race motor building program. It doesn't matter what color your chassis is, choose Mega Power to get to the front. For more information, click over to leadingedgemotorsports.com and find them on Facebook. At Leading Edge Motorsports, winning never gets old. Are you a kart shop owner looking for a new line of products to put on your sales shelf? If so, it's time to make a call to Courtney Concepts. Courtney Concepts is pleased to offer the entire AF radiator line of products, including radiators, radiator mounts, water pumps, hoses, and IAMI X30 radiator curtains. Courtney Concepts is also a distributor for a number of popular products used every weekend at the kart track, including Motul Oil, Arcade Regina Chain, and NKP. Other products that Courtney Concepts is proud to distribute include ICO bearings, coil bearings, ARS oil seals, XAM sprockets, and Frixa brake rotors and pads. Courtney also distributes MC racing silencers and Opama hour meters. For more information on all the products we distribute, head to CourtneyConcepts.com. Now back to the Challenge of the Americas, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at the PKRA facility in Phoenix, Arizona on the EKN radio network.
Well, even adding the main event, the extra main event for 100cc Masters, when we split them with Junior, we end up starting right on schedule at 4:45 for our last race of the day. Forward Direction Motorsports 100cc Senior. Let's have a look at the grid here as these drivers getting ready to roll here. Liam Lech starting on the pole alongside Blake Nash. Those two drivers battling it out in the pre-final. Jensen Olsman and Kyriako Tsukas will be on row number 2. It'll be Jacob Hoover and Tyler Ruth on row 3. Haley Schroeder and Everest Fedler on row 4. Row 5, Cody Diggs and Macy Williams. Row 6, Jack Doyle and Casey Gillis. On row 7, Jackson Dunn alongside Roman Madrigal. On row 8, Alex Saragusa and Wade Jackson. Row 9, Carson Porter and Michael Mischoff. Row 10 will be Dylan Wilkins and Mason Prater. On row 11, Jake Sessler alongside Josh Campbell. And the green flag is flying. And we're racing now into turn number 10. Opening laps. Drivers trying to get through. One slower in the middle. That's made people go 3 wide. Contact with 2 or 3 drivers on the outside of turn number 11. There's 3 drivers falling to the absolute tail of the field here. And more contact. Wow. 3 drivers here on the front straightaway getting together. The 934, Jackson Dunn. The 997 involved as well. Man, we had a lot of drivers involved there. Jackson Dunn, I think Macy Williams, Dylan Wilkins, all involved. There was an incident in turn 11 and another big mess up coming onto the front straightaway here. Wow. Well, lack of patience for a number of drivers, very likely there. 2, 3 wide coming through. Let's see what we get when we come around here for the first time. I believe it's Liam Lech into the lead with Blake Nash in the second, Altman third, Sukas in fourth, Hoover fifth, Ruth sixth, Schroeder seventh, Haley Schroeder seventh, Cody Diggs eighth, Alex Saragusa in ninth, and Casey Gillis up into 10th. And indeed, drivers tail of the field coming well back. We're looking at Jack Doyle, Everest Fedler, Macy Williams, Dylan Wilkins, and Jackson Dunn. All involved in those 2 opening incidents. 2-driver breakaway, though. Liam Lech and Blake Nash trying to do exactly what they did in the pre-final. Again, two-driver breakaway. But a half a second out from Jensen Altsman. But Jensen's got a lineup behind him. 7 karts. Altsman, Sukas, Hoover, Ruth, Schroeder, Siragusa, and Diggs. Cody Diggs in the number 956 comp cart. He's now P9. Biggest class of the weekend, 31 drivers. And Liam Letch trying to stretch away here, the Colorado driver on the EOS. Running for Christian Bird Motorsports. Kariko Sokas has gone to P3. Sokas able to get through in that number 947. So Kariko Sokas having a great run here. He was strong with his teammate Jacob Hoover in the pre-final, but able to get by Jensen Altsman, and he has now worked his way into 3rd spot. Liam Letch, Blake Nash, Kariko Sokas, Jensen Altsman, Haley Schroeder, top 5. First couple of laps in the books. Again, 20 lapper to cap off the day. Big two-driver breakaway, though. Letch and Nash doing a great job to stretch away. Sukas and Altsman, 3rd and 4th. They're back by about maybe 1.1 seconds, but they've got, I want to say, 7/10 on Haley Schroeder. So 3rd and 4th settling in there as well. Schroeder 5th, Hoover 6th, Siragusa now up to 7th. Alex Siragusa in the 940 up into 7th. Both Sukas and Altsman turning their best laps that last time by, 48.2s. And again, they go quicker again. So they're very similar pace to the leaders at this point. 48.2 for the top 4. Letch, Nash, Sukas, and Altsman all doing 48.2s that last lap. Schrader, Haley Schroeder, a 48.4, drops her 2/10 back. Almost a full second back now in P5. But she's got the room. But Alex Siragusa, definitely a driver on the move right now, as he works his way past Jacob Hoover and Michael Mischoff. We'll see what kind of a pace we get out of Alex Siragusa. I think he may be one to watch here as well. He was only 3 seconds back in total last time by. Let's see how he gets rolling here in that 940 GFC for Formula Works. He's starting to close up here. He's starting to at least get away from Hoover and Mischoff. Get an opportunity to reel in Schroeder here a little bit. Liam Letch now down to the 48.1s. He and Nash flirting with the 48.1s here on lap 7. 13 to go. New leader. Blake Nash makes a move at the end of the back straightaways to move Nash to P1. Blake Nash to the lead in the 924. Turning his fast lap in the process. Siragusa 48.312. Yeah, it seems like he may have hit the plateau of getting any closer. Very similar lap time to Haley Schroeder. who runs P5. Kriko Sukas having a tremendous run here. P3, and in fact, he's been able to stretch away from Oldsman a little bit. Sukas with some room, a little cushion. I don't know whether or not he'd have the pace to be able to run down the leaders, but hey, even third spot, great way to start the championship. Schroeder just turned her fast lap, 48.286. One of the fastest drivers in the top 5 now. That's going to give her that gap she needs on Siragusa. Siragusa's got Michael Mischoff now in 7th. Mischoff able to get around Jacob Hoover. Couple drivers together coming out of turn number 3, both of them into the dirt. Make that 3 drivers all total. 2 of them off the racetrack, 1 falling down the order. Figure out who that is. Blake Nash still leading the way. Crossed halfway flags this time by. We'll get the numbers of who's fallen down the timing and scoring order for you. Looks like that maybe Mason Prater, Devin Jackson, and Jake Sessler. I think those are the 3 drivers that were involved over in turn 3. They've fallen down the order. Again, Mason Prater in the 950, Devin Jackson in the 905, and I think maybe Emily Delano was involved as well. She came back across the line just a couple of seconds ago. Blake Nash and Liam Letch continue to pull away here as the leaders. Kriko Sukas, Jensen Olsman, and Haley Schroeder now potentially looking for the final position on the podium. Schroeder again kind of spooling things up. She went quicker, 48.283. She's starting to put good lap times now down here from P5. So Schroeder may be in a hunt for a podium finish. Outside the top 5, Mischoff able to get by Siragusa. So move Mischoff to 6th, Siragusa 7th, Hoover 8th, Madrigal 9th, and Carson Porter now into the 10th spot. Carson Porter started 17th, now up into 10th. Solid run. Sukas, though, looking for his first challenge of the America's podium. And he's running P3 here with 8 to go. 8 laps remaining in the day. Another driver off the racetrack. The gap between turn 7 and the kink turn 9. Again, we'll wait to see who that is. Hard for me to see from this far down. I wonder if that might be Toby Longnecker. There's already somebody out down on lap number 11. That might be Longnecker. Whoever it is, he's having a bit of a tantrum over there, throwing his neck protector. Yeah, I think that might be Toby Longnecker out of the race. Waiting for people to roll through here, the final drivers to come through. Yeah, that'll be Longnecker out over there. Not happy at all. 7 to go. Blake Nash leads the way. Liam Letch runs in second. Kariko Suka still in the 3rd spot ahead of Jensen Olsman and Haley Schroeder. Laps winding down for Blake Nash to try to score a big win, but Liam Lech right on him. They've got a pretty good gap of about 2.3 seconds or 2.2 seconds back to Sukas. And Sukas has been able to hold that position. Enough of a gap over Altsman, but I have a feeling that fight's going to continue. Because it's Sukas, Altsman, and Schroeder. Third, fourth, and fifth. One of those drivers is going to the podium. The key is over these last 5 laps, who's coming out on top of the battle between Blake Nash and Liam Lech. Lech trying to set him up, kind of feel for where he potentially could get by. Same goes with Sukas, Altsman, and Schroeder. Where am I faster? Where can I make a move? Where potentially do I need to defend? Yeah, big lead for the front-running duo, 2.6 seconds. Nash still sets the pace. They'll see a 3 to go. Here's a move for third. Altsman to the inside of Sukas. Down into turn number 10. Schroeder thinks about it as well, so Altsman goes to third. Sukas now in the 4th spot. Schroeder 5th. And this next group is lining up. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Siragusa, Mishoff, Madrigal, and Hoover. They're lining up to try to go after the drivers running 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So this one's about to come to a head here. We'll see who's going to take this. I'll tell you, Liam Lech, I think he's feeling pretty comfortable because he is all over Nash, has not pulled the trigger. Altsman still holding the position, but Sukas, you know, he wants that podium. He's going to find a way by. He's shown great speed throughout the day. Little bump there, little tap. Haley Schroeder's just saying, hey, you know what? You guys do whatever you want. I'm going to find a way through here. You guys are going to tangle. I'm sliding through. I'm going to the podium. 2 laps remaining. Blake Nash trying to see if he can't pull a bit of a gap here on Lech. He's got 2 tenths or 2 kart lengths coming over to turn 8. It's about getting that good run out of 8. Not quite enough. Lech closing right back up. Could probably pull the trigger to the inside, but doesn't. Sukas trying to set up Altsman. Yeah, Siragusa is leading that group up to them. They're getting closer. They were close, 0.2 of a second last time by, a white flag lap. Siragusa, yeah, they're another 10th closer. That is 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Back to the lead group. Blake Nash holding off Liam Lech. If they get together, Lech to the inside, going to turn number 8. Over under for 4. Nash can't quite do it. Lech takes the lead. Lech in turn number 8. Nash right there, though. Here they come. Down the straightaway. Nash looks to the inside. They'll be side by side in 10. Nash to the inside. Book it. Lech trying to get back by. Blake Nash is to the lead. Final corner. He'll hold the inside of the racetrack. Blake Nash will win. And here's the battle for third. Jensen Altsman over Sukas. Schroeder into the 5th spot. Blake Nash loses the lead in turn number 8, but takes it back in 10. The absolute adulation coming across the line, pumping that fist for the victory for Nash Motorsports. Liam Lech went for the move in 8, couldn't pull the trigger and hold it back in 10. Jensen Altsman, a couple laps earlier, able to go by Sukas and Schroeder. Wow, what a finish. What a great way to cap off the day with some tremendous racing. Michael Mishoff, Roman Madrigal able to get by Alex Saragusa on the final lap as well. But the fight between Jensen Ulsman, Kariko Sukas, and Haley Schroeder, that was solid. Blake Nash and Liam Lechto facing off for the very get-go to cap off the day. Wow, what a tremendous day. Anytime we're able to get through a day like this with no red flags, we always give out a thumbs up. We want to make sure everybody's safe. Congratulations to all the crew from the Challenge of the Americas for getting the opening day of action in the books. Qualifying, pre-final, and final. Some very deserving winners. Of course, got to get through tech. Got to wait for all the penalties to come down and finish everything up. But other than that, we have essentially wrapped up our first day of competition of this year's Challenge of the Americas. 40 or 50% chance of rain they were talking about coming into the day. Looking at my phone, it's more like 80% tomorrow. We got a dry day in here, which was great. Tomorrow could be different. Like all of us, we wake up in the hotel room, you open up the curtains and see what you're dealing with. And we'll see what it's going to be like tomorrow. There's a very good chance we're going to see some wet weather racing. And for me, I find that very exciting because it's obviously an opportunity for drivers to show what they have. The rain is the great equalizer. It's more about driver and car control than it is about power and setup. So we'll see which drivers come to the forefront, if indeed we do get some precipitation tomorrow. Otherwise, great way to get the season started. We got some new names that have put themselves obviously at the forefront in terms of challenging for a championship by the time we get to Sonoma in March. But most definitely excited to see some of these guys go. And we got some guys coming back we haven't seen in a long time, like a Michael Valiante and a Ramo Rossetti, a couple of guys that were able to get wins. Ital Kart scoring victories in both of the shifter categories today. But all in all, just some great racing, both the pre-finals and the finals. Tremendous to watch. Shout out to all of you that did so well. Big thank you to our broadcast partners on the EKN Radio Network here today, Courtney Concepts, OTK USA, and Franklin Motorsports. And as always, thank you to the good folks at Cooper Tires and Team Cooper Tire for being our presenting sponsor on the year. It's been a great day, folks. We'll be back again, as you know, live again tomorrow morning, 9:30 start time. We'll get at it again with qualifying all the way through to the pre-mains and the mains for round number 2 of this year's Challenge of the Americas. That's going to cap things off from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center. On behalf of David Cole, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us for the Challenge of the Americas in Phoenix, Arizona. Our EKN Trackside Live coverage, audio production, and social media was managed by David Cole. Today's broadcast commentary was provided by Rob Howden. Big thank you to our broadcast partners this weekend, Courtney Concepts, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Team Cooper Tire. This EKN Live broadcast is copyrighted by eKartingNews.com and the Howden Media Group. This is Rob Howden, and thank you for tuning in this weekend and throughout the entire 2021 season.